And from here, so here's your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's your first impulsive wave up. And this is your corrective wave down, A, B, C. So that to me looks like the bottom of the correction, 33.11.5. So I think we're just basically chopping, as I say, maybe going into Monday, perhaps Monday, Tuesday, when we start to see the gravitational pull of the swing high. So very short term, it looks like maybe 33.25, 33.45 holds before we break up. So my strategy really is looking to buy on the break to the upside. So we've got 33.45, and then we've got the trigger of the NFP at 33.50. So to really looking for the market to get back above those points, and that will give me my entry into the move, which should take us up to new highs.
Holy smokes!
So yeah, I think we're quite positive, but in the very short term, we're just going nowhere really. In a nutshell.
So how can I ask you? So there's also like the GC gold chart, right? Do you also trade that chart or just this forex pair chart?
Yeah, obviously the spot is the driver. Futures, they'll have gaps and stuff like that. I guess if we're doing stuff on a sort of intraday basis, and you're trading futures themselves, then obviously you're going to be looking at the futures, the COMEX futures probably. But for me to get the directional bias and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be using it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if I were trading futures.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm sort of interested in start to trade gold, but then I would go to the GC chart. So I'm sort of like I'm not totally not into forex. I'm just curious if it has what the relation is between this and the GC chart, but it is correlated, obviously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think the more longer term stuff you do, then it's better to stick to the spot chart. But if you're doing short term, like 1 minute tick charts or 5 minutes or whatever, then I guess it doesn't really matter so much, and because you're not worried about gaps and differences between spreads and everything. So. Short term it's just going nowhere really, but I think ultimately we're going to be breaking up to new highs for the swing. So just getting the buying boots on, but probably on Monday.
Sounds good. Sounds really good. I'll go ahead and show Bitcoin. Let's add that to stage for Craig. All right. So Bitcoin, like again, I'm more of a scalper, but I will try and look at more of a longer intraday / swing trade kind of perspective. So I'm just going to jump up to the hourly chart. Wait for the volume profiles to kick in. Taking a bit of time. There we are. So first thing I would always do is measure the leg on the volume, right? So we had a nice leg up here. I'm going to measure that, and I'm just looking for any gaps, and also the point of control. So we had a huge drop off in volume. Here's the point of control, massive drop off right there. So that's going to be like an area where I'll be surprised it will break. And it did get very close to it, and then it just started shooting up. I'm going to do the same with this leg, essentially, all the way to the top. And then again, let me just get rid of the daily volume profile. And then just look where's like a big drop off in volume or a gap in volume. And we don't really have it so much here.
Yeah, try and...
Biggest one was kind of around here, which kind of stopped. So I say around this area here, kind of the biggest, which kind of did hold it off. You see it rejected, but it eventually blew right through. So what I would be looking for in the short term for a good trade is see it come back into this area and then potentially short the market. Now, where you want to target, if you're being very...
this candle right here.
What's the word? If you're being very confident, you can target these lows again, back down to here. Or you can look for the obvious ones like this, maybe take partial profits at this low here. There's a bit of a spike in volume there. So really, I would say this would be kind of the lowest I would comfortably want to hold on like an intraday / swing position for Bitcoin. But again, entirely up to you. After that, like, do I think it will break this area here? I couldn't tell you until we get there. Very hard. You have to look at, you know, the footprint. You got to look at the volume, how it's being played out. But that would be kind of the trade setup I'll be looking for. If I had to pick a trade on Bitcoin, I would look for something like this, and then have my stop, you know, just a bit above, and then potentially target here as TP1, and then like hold on maybe down to here. If I'm feeling that, you know, there's a lot of momentum in the actual trade. So again, I'll be looking at the volume during the trade. Are the sellers really pushing it down? Are they being effective? Is there a lot of absorption going on? All those stuff matter. So because that's just a style-eyed trade, you know. I look at the trade in the moment, and I never walk away. I kind of stare at the chart while I'm in a trade, and always updating my kind of my decision-making process. So that would be, in fact, maybe in this session it might, I doubt it, but maybe if it does, I'll set an alert here. We could potentially have a trade on Bitcoin. Another thing I should check is if it's actually been already retested, because I'm looking at the hourly chart. Sometimes it does.
Come on, let's go. Let's make it go down.
So it hasn't actually been retested yet.
Let's go.
So that would
Sorry,
be it. If we see it kind of, you know, drift up into this area,
that wasn't actually, I don't know.
Definitely
I'm planning on getting
worth probably getting in for a short potentially. I don't know if you can see the footprint on Bitcoin. Now, the problem with the volume on Bitcoin
then I realized that
is it grabs the volume. So this is from Coinbase, right? So it can only see the volume traded on Coinbase, right? It's not factoring in Binance, Kraken, all the other exchanges that Bitcoin's available, right? So that's why the volume on the footprint, this is why I don't trade Bitcoin, it's almost pointless, right? Because you're not getting the full scope of the volume of the market, right? You're like someone in Coinbase sold 18, you know, 18, I don't know whether one is a lot or a contract or a Bitcoin itself. I truly don't know what actually the measurement is in crypto, but someone sold 18, let's just say Bitcoins. Maybe it was Bitcoins right there. So someone did a big trade there, but you don't know what happened in Binance. You don't know what happened in Kraken. You don't know what happened in all the other exchanges where Bitcoin is traded. So that's the main reason I do not trade Bitcoin, because my one major measurement tool is kind of useless. The footprint is kind of useless. Unless I can get some kind of program that combines all the exchanges and puts it in a footprint, that would be great. Then absolutely, I would 100% be looking at trading Bitcoin. So all I can really do is look at, oh no, that's the S&P. All I can really do is just look at the structure and the overall volume, the tick volume, to kind of find, you know, where are areas, where are gaps in volume, because that kind of will still be roughly the same, because I think this is measured on tick, not measured on contracts. So that will be still relatively kind of okay. But yeah, that would be my Bitcoin analysis for this moment in time.
Sorry to interrupt. Just a quickie.
Yes,
I've just hit my trigger on euro dollar, so I just bought some. Let me just show my screen. So this is holding. This will be holding over the weekend as well. Okay, let me know if you can see that. You got it?
Yep, it's up.
Excellent. Okay, yeah. So basically, that's the non-farm payroll origin that we're back up again. So it rejected it. So when non-farm payroll came out, we had that knee-jerk kind of bongy jump down, all the way back up again, rejected just above it, back down again, up again, rejected from it in early Europe, and then we've had this kind of little ABC type decline from the European high, and here we are again. So the people are kind of pushing it up. It's gravitated all the way back up to this origin point. So you can imagine that anybody that sold euro dollar on or after non-farm payroll are now underwater. So for me, the trap's in, and this is the location to look for renewed euro strength. My stop is just below 1740, so 45 pip stop, and looking for new highs basically. So let's see how we do. So I think this is one to hold over the weekend.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm amazed. Two trades in today in the live session, despite
Not really.
Wouldn't expect it, would you?
No, but awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Robert said he shorted NQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was already stopped out by a wick, so it was a manipulation wick. So my trade would have already been stopped out. Just the wick, and then the body stayed above, but it's sort of like really, it looks very heavy. But then again, I wouldn't trust. I don't trust it at all.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I'll just
let me just pull up my chart. So now 200 quite big, another 81, 65. We're getting a bit bigger numbers trapped at the top, these buyers. And then we had, I'm assuming, and if you look really carefully, right, you can actually match this up quite easily. So this is actually almost one of the better examples, believe it or not. So remember these buyers: 106, 127, 172, 168, 147, and then, a few kind of numbers. These are those buyers getting stopped out. As that wick came down, a lot of these buyers in this push up basically were stopped out right here. And you can almost see the numbers match up. So give or take, So those buyers are out the market. More buyers tried to jump in when they saw that wick, and you can see the logic. People saw, oh, look, manipulation. It came straight back up. Oh, it's going to leave without me. Bit of FOMO buying right here. They bought. Exactly. Got trapped now, and this is the thing. Like when there isn't much volume in the market, you can very easily get trapped, very easily be manipulated, because it's easier to push the market wherever the hell you want, because there's just less volume. Do you know what I mean? So with volume kind of comes protection in a weird way, because all right, if they want to manipulate the market, it's going to take a lot more than a few hundred contracts to kind of move, or it's going to, because there's so many people trading, you kind of have that safety in numbers in a weird way. But really interesting, actually. That's a very clear example. Normally it's not that clear. You're going to have to do a bit of mental math.
This footprint, would you use this more for just short-term scalping, or would you also use it for longer-term analysis and longer, like really day trades for over like a few hours, or maybe even swing trading? Or do you mainly use this for short-term scalping?
So realistically speaking, it can really only be used short-term and scalping.
Okay.
Because what happened, if you're looking at trades, or areas in the footprint traded like yesterday or day before, there's a good chance that those people have already left the market. Now, it might be like if you see a trap that happened yesterday, imagine this is yesterday, right? Imagine this candle happened yesterday and you saw, trap buyers. Those buyers are long already been liquidated. They're already out the market. So that trap is no longer in play. It really only matters in the immediate 5, 10, 15, maybe an hour, 2 hours, depending how far the market moves. But it really only matters in the short term. The overall volume, though, does matter, because the volume profile is basically telling you areas where people like to trade and where they don't like to trade, right? So that generally holds true even in days, sometimes months, hell, even years. Sometimes it holds true. If an area was heavily traded a month ago and was a really heavy traded area a month ago, there's a good chance when we get back into that area, people will see that as fair value and trade again in that area. So the volume profile kind of stretches for you can do long-term, short-term. It's quite flexible, but the footprint really only more shorter-term scalps, I would say.
Interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting for short-term scalping, to add that to my toolbox. So. Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, it never hurts.
Should have stayed in with the one I wanted to pass.
Hold on.
Especially if you. Sorry. Oh,
No.
Package has come. No?
I just don't want to miss this one. And it's so late. It's 4:30 almost. So it's quite late. They don't come until after 5. And it's so frustrating because I'm waiting a long time for both of them. And Hola Prime also wants that package here.
I can imagine. Yeah, of course. Craig says, thanks, Sam, for the BTC update. You're welcome, Craig. Let me know if you want to see any other instruments analyzed. We're more than happy to do it in the live session. It's a bit of a slow day, so yeah, you'd actually be helping us out.
slow day all round. Slow day all round. It's only Bitcoin that seems to be moving.
Yeah, funnily enough. Crypto, yeah, it has a mind of its own. Crypto traders, they don't follow the rules. They'll trade on Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter. Yeah. If there's money to be made, you can count on the crypto boys to be making it. So
yeah, it's funny because people say, you know, is it trade like the dollar? Does it trade like the stock market? And you know, maybe it just does its own thing sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. But let's see what other markets can we look at. Did you have a look at gold already? We did gold, didn't we? Let's have a look at gold. I haven't looked at gold. Gold is still something that terrifies me. I think I've been burnt too many times by gold to kind of to enjoy it. Right? Gold just terrifies me.
Did you try the micro?
Yeah, just the gold futures.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
gold,
don't think I have. Just gold futures. Yeah.
It's quite a lumpy contract than the normal one, isn't it? It's quite big.
Sorry, Howard.
I think the gold normal contract's quite.
You cut
big.
off, Howard. I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I was just saying that I think on the futures side, the
I've
gold.
never really traded gold.
Yeah, it's a big one, like crude.
Absolutely. I think there's about a 5-6 second lag. So if I speak over you or look like I'm ignoring you, I'm not. It's just it takes a while for me to actually hear it on my end.
Don't get traumatized again now, Sam. Over the weekend.
No, I should be okay. I'll never trade it. I'm happy with the S&P. I will never trade gold again. I don't need that stress in my life. But
it's the bad X.
Okay, so there's really only 2 gaps of volume on that leg. One right here, and a really small one right here. And both have been tested in yesterday. I guess that was NFP, or sorry, non-farm. What was it? Employment change? Yeah.
Let's see if we can actually talk about what's going on.
You know what I mean?
So focusing in.
Yeah. So and that was that. But
what the heck is happening?
Short term, I really don't see much on gold short term. I guess I can use the only gap I see today is right here. A tiny little area there, which it's kind of been rejecting on many times. And then there's a gap, right here of volume today. So it's kind of wedged between 2 of them. What could happen? I don't know. I would treat it as a range at this moment in time. For the short term, I would treat gold as a range and anticipate that it's going to kind of, do this until eventually one of these areas will break. I will be more inclined to say it will more likely go up just because you have this kind of area here. But again, that's almost a complete guess. I wouldn't know until it happens. I mean, we have more gaps below than we do above, which kind of shows, I guess, a bit more bit more support. But yeah, right now, a tight range between two areas. There wouldn't be anything for me here. I wouldn't want to trade anything there. Robert goes USD JPY. Yeah, we could do USD JPY. Let's do USD JPY.
Go for it. Yeah, I looked at it before, but I can always go back again after you've. Yeah, you go first, huh?
Okay, cool, awesome. USD JPY. Let's have a look. All right, let's zoom out. We've got the hour. The last leg was this push up here. Get the volume profile. Let's have a look.
NASDAQ short is not looking good.
It's very slow. Don't know why it's. Come on.
Yeah, they're on holiday.
Why is that not working? No volume data. This CMC markets doesn't have volume data. Okay, that's fine. FXCM surely does. It's only tick volume, so I don't know why it's so difficult. I mean, I guess they don't track tick volume data, but that's fine. Let's try yes, FXCM is a bit better. There you go. They're giving us a bit of volume. All right. Well, we had a huge gap that was filled, and we're kind of in it. There's nothing on this area. Got the point of control here. I would. Okay, that's. So then, when I'm in a situation like that where there's nothing on that area, I will then look at the leg on the other side, the most recent, so this big one, and see have we reject. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's a nice gap right here. So we rejected off here. So I will be now more bearish than bullish on USD JPY up until, well, actually it could even go down to these lows potentially. But if I had to target a spot, it would be this area right here, this little gap. Not really an entry at this moment in time, just because we're kind of dead in the middle of it. Your entry was really quite yesterday. About this time yesterday was really your entry for that. But what I can do, let me see the daily. Okay, we can always look at the daily and see the little micro areas. So we got a little small gap right here where the market just kind of gapped right through. We did just test it and reject it. So there could be potential for a short. But whether that will hold all the way down, you know, so in terms of scalping, there is potential for a short, maybe back down to here. Again, now I can't see the volume footprint. So it's very hard to see any, you know, are there trap buyers? Because there is no volume data for Forex because it's decentralized. So I can only look at tick volume, and tick volume in terms of the footprint is.
Have you got Japanese yen futures? Yeah. That might help. JY.
Probably. I've never traded the yen futures. Do you know? Here it is. I know. Do you know? Is it J?
JY.
I know CAD is. JY. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Oh wow. All right, this is looking messy. Why? No, something's not right here. This is. It's only okay. It's only trading the Asian session.
Gold. It says gold on top, and then that's your.
There's another chart now.
No, that's the chart here. Sorry, I have two charts always open.
Okay, I was like, huh?
So yeah. JYP. Are you sure this is it? Because this is.
Actually, try 6J for CME.
Yeah, Japanese yen futures. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, 6J.
All right, let's have a look. 6J would be, yeah, because there's always normally a number. It's like 6E, exactly. Euro, and so forth. 6J.
Yeah,
that's the one. CME. Here we go. I was gonna say, I was like, that doesn't look right. That one. Okay, this is much better. All right, now I can actually see. Here we go. Let me do 6J. Japanese yen. Oh, okay. We actually have proper. All right, this is good. So the area, where did I have it? This is the hourly. Let's drop down to the 15-minute. Okay, Forex. See, this is why tick data and contract data actually looks completely different. So contract data, the gap is right here. So I wouldn't want to short it until it actually breaks that area. But there's another one there which looks quite dangerous.
So we got out of that
Look at
trade.
the footprint to see
Essentially,
anything. Yeah, no, I would be more short term. I would be more looking to buy. I mean, right away
I'm
you
just
spotted
really focused on
trap sellers at the
what
bottom
I'm
here,
watching,
right?
time.
Sam,
we
Robert
get
says use
bias
Owenda
anywhere.
data.
Oh, and isn't that though CFD?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're looking
It's
at the
okay.
future.
I've got the CME now data, so I'm happy with this. So, all right. So today we did have trap buyers right at the top here. We had trap buys. They're probably out the market a long time ago now. They've probably got stopped out. And now there's a trap on sellers. You can just see quite heavy volume came in, and then people got in for shorts and were trapped. So I would be, in terms of scalping, I'll be looking more, and that lines up with this gap here. I'll definitely be looking potentially, you know, to get back to the point of control if we caught that. Potentially a trade kind of like that I would be looking at short term. I think it will definitely probably get to the point of control. Whether it will go all the way back to the highs, we just have to kind of follow it in real time and see if that buy pressure is still effective. Because they are getting absorbed at the same time. Like even when they, you know, get a bit more aggressive, 94, you can see they're getting absorbed by the sellers. So there is sell pressure in the market.
It actually just might go up.
But ultimately, for a scalp, I'll definitely be more bullish short term. That will be my yen
bearish dollar yen,
analysis.
bullish yen futures, bearish dollar yen. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's reversed, of course. I'm just looking at the
Other way around.
I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute.
Hang on. Am I bullish or bearish?
You're absolutely right. It's USD JPY. It's not JPY USD, of course.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. So the tick data is actually correct then. The tick data is actually completely fine. So yeah, if you're trading USD JPY, do the opposite of what I just said, essentially.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense.
So Sam, what's your plan for the weekend?
I have no plans. The weather's nice, so I'm sure I'll find something to do, but no plans otherwise. What about yourself, Iris?
Well, I'm getting some help with the cleaning, so I'm getting a new household lady coming to help me, so I have to be here tomorrow. Nice. Then I have to do some preparation for Hola Prime things, which is on a very tight deadline. So I'm sort of like going to dedicate my weekend to just things I really need to do around here, and yeah. So yeah. What about you, Howard?
Yeah, well, I'm in sunny Switzerland, so I live by the lake, so there's lots of barbecues at the weekend. So that'll be something to look forward to with a lot of friends. One of my really good friends is moving back to Holland, so we're having a bit of a farewell for her. So I think that'll be tomorrow. Not sure about Sunday yet, but obviously getting prepared for Monday, for Monday's trading really on Sunday. The weekend's usually quite a good time just to sort of get your head into gear and see what you did last week, and then prepare for next week as well. So
exactly,
it's always good. It's always good, I think, to take an hour or something just when it's really quiet, the markets are not moving, you're not being pushed and pulled around, you know.
Yeah, I love journaling. I have a thing with journaling. I have really I think I don't think many people journal the way I do. So I really take in the weekend. I really also do like a weekly over the weekly models and things like that. So yeah, but it really helps to sort of at some point. Sam, we talked about that one during our streams. Even though you start seeing things in certain instruments if you do that, and even sometimes you just don't know. It's just you get like these hunches and you can't really define it yet because you don't. It's not a model, but and then okay, I have to dive deeper, and then you can maybe make it a model or something. But yeah, it's I don't want to be a nerd too much, but I do like I try not to be too much in the charts in the weekends because during the week I'm really in the charts a lot. Yeah. There's life outside the charts too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just had an alert trigger on S&P.
Yes.
I think it's just broken up above that area. So sadly, that little manipulation that you got stopped out on, that was brutal. No need for it, but one of those days.
Yeah, but you know what? What it tells me? If I look at the full candle, the 658, if I would have put my stop at the first time when I went in, I put my stop just below. Remember, I said, I'm going to move my stop to under the breaker. But if I would have left my stop under the 658 full box, it would not have stopped me out. Every time when I move my stop, I get stopped out. Last time on stream, remember, it happened as well. I always get punished for moving my stop.
Stop filled.
My first plan is always do not move your stop. Every time I do it, I get punished. And again, look, it hit exactly. Show, okay, put it on screen, my one.
I'll put you up. There you go.
Again, guys, I just, I love the 4 o'clock time. Do you see where it ticked to?
Yeah.
Boom. I love you,
nice. Yeah.
I love you. You are a little bit naughty today, but it played out, but I got stopped out. But I would have gotten back in. Yeah.
Iris refers to NQ as her boyfriend.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. Okay, guys. I think, I'm single at the moment, and imagine having a date with me, and I'm at some point seeing someone, and we're talking, and I'm like, do you have something to talk that is attached to a chart? No, but it's really it's
order
quite
filled
difficult when you're into trading, and when you meet someone that is totally not. They're very intimidated by it, or they think you're a scammer. I noticed that on one of those apps.
That's the big
one.
Yeah.
And what do you do? And I'm like, oh. And sometimes you read these things. I'm not on it. I'm just too bored with it, to be honest. And then they, you see no scammers or people that are into trading. I'm like, they get, people are probably they get scanned by that. I'm like, okay, what can I tell them? I'm in finance. What do you do then? And I'm like, okay, well, I just don't know. And it's
No, you're 100% right. I mean, before COVID, I remember. When I told people, I'm a trader, I trade, blah 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 blah. Most people didn't know what a trader was at that time. For the most part, it was a bit more unheard of. And then when they found out, and I told them, I look at different currencies, blah blah blah. Oh wow, yeah, you must be really smart. Like they were amazed by it, right? After COVID, when this boom happened and everyone, was at home and just started getting into trading. Tell people you're a trader now, instantly you're like, oh yeah, okay, you're scamming Bitcoin or something, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's not that. Like, you got a course to sell
order
me.
submitted.
Like, no,
exactly, yeah.
There's something. No signals. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I just do it.
But also banks, especially because I moved to South Africa from the Netherlands, and then I wanted to do some offshore banking.
All right, so
and then you have to show them the moment you say crypto, That was like a year ago. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I
Yes.
was blacklisted. And it's like, they're like, oh, no, so we don't want, no. And I'm like, why? I mean, what did I, and then somebody told me, did you tell them about your crypto portfolio? And I said, yeah, but I'm just being honest. And I pay my taxes and blah, blah, blah. No, that's a problem. And, but now it's changing. But the moment you said crypto, oh my God, it was like,
Red flag.
You're red flagged, yeah. Trader, crypto, portfolio. No. Move to South Africa, which is also,
Very dodgy, yeah.
well, yeah, in terms of financial markets, they are sort of like on the list for, so, yeah, I guess. But,
Wow.
Whereabouts are you in South Africa?
So I'm originally based in Hoedspruit. There's where I bought my stand. So I love the bush. I came here to do voluntary work, and I trade at night because of the time difference. Then my house plan didn't go as planned. So then I thought I'm going to move around. So then I was 3 months in Nature's Valley in the Eastern Cape. I don't know if you know that. And now I moved to Mtunzini, to KwaZulu-Natal, where I signed a year lease. So I'm now here for a year.
Oh, cool.
It's a combination of beach and bush. So I have both. Yeah, I love it. I fell in love with South Africa, even though it has its issues. So as I'm Dutch, but I don't see myself going back to the Netherlands anytime soon. Yeah.
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 No, I've got a lot of South African friends here in Switzerland. A lot of them.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, a lot of South Africans and Dutch as well, actually.
They live in Switzerland, or are they just visiting?
Yeah, they're living here.
Okay.
So they came here for kind of jobs, and I think initially they were working for South African companies and got transferred and kind of stayed over here. Kind of they really enjoy it. So so it's interesting. We're a very international bunch these days.
Yeah, it's nice to have people from all over the world connecting with each other.
Yeah,
the slow market.
Yeah,
it's a small world eventually, right? We all know. You probably might know someone that I know if we really dig deeper into it. It's so funny. Like, oh my God, me. From that little time. Yeah. Yeah, we're one big family. Well, I mean, we see each other probably more at some point than you see your own partners or your friends. If we see each other on a daily basis for a couple of hours, right?
True.
I had that with my colleagues at KLM. We said, "Oh my God, we were just, we had such a good time and in the office, and we became like family, and we were like." And I had like one of my good friends. He was sitting up opposite of me, and we were making friends. And his wife actually did get jealous a little bit because we really, we were just friends. But you spend day in, day out, 5 days a week, like 8 hours, together, and you talk and you work, but you also get to know each other, right? Yeah.
They call that, there's a term in the UK, I don't know if it's worldwide as well, but it's called like work husband or work wife. That one person at work who you spend a lot of time with, and doesn't mean anything's happening. It's just
no,
a term.
It's just exactly. Yeah, and it's so nice to have colleagues and just people that you can have fun with. Just it's boring when you don't. When you spend so much time per day with each other, right? Yeah.
I think especially
for going up.
Yeah, it's still quite. It's going up quite nice. A lot of buy pressure came in, so I'm just looking for that pullback, and then potentially you can buy it. But whether that will happen in the next, how long have we got? 8 minutes, something like that. Yeah, 8 minutes. I don't think so. But I think going back to what you were saying, especially as traders, it's quite a lonely profession. I think if you're at-home trader,
yes,
you kind of wake up, look at the charts, click a few buttons, done, and you got nothing to do for. I found it a very kind of not boring necessarily. Boring's the wrong word. because I do enjoy trading. I do enjoy, you know, analyzing charts and all that, but you're only doing that for a small amount of time during the day, and then the rest of it, there's really not much left to do. So yeah, it's nice to do these live streams, you know, interact with other human beings once in a while. It's definitely really nice to do.
Well, we have similar. It is so funny that I never realized. I enjoyed as well, but then when Hola Prime, you know, when we got to okay, let's do it, and now I realize, oh my God, I'm so happy with this opportunity, and you know, being part of a community, and you know, we come in, we have our chats, and you know, we have the same interest, and we learn from each other. And it's such a blessing to do it in this way. And it's just really, I'm really happy that I never thought, if I wouldn't know about the opportunity, it never really crossed my mind. But now I'm just like, wow, this is just so amazing to, and to build with, you know, connect with an audience and with colleagues, and build a community. It's being part of a community that's really,
Boom.
actively.
So let's see what happens.
I really find very exciting. Yeah,
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Doesn't matter.
We'll have a quick look at ES real quick.
yes.
I'll just jump on very quickly. So we did have that break through that area. A lot of buy pressure came in. You know, you saw the buyers really kind of pick it up. 100, another 100, another 1A. Bit trapped at the top here, so I am expecting the pullback to potentially start occurring now. If those, just because we have a bit of trap buyers at the top, and that usually indicates there could be a pullback. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the update. I don't think it will happen in this session, sadly. If I was in session 2, maybe we could probably see this play out, but
Order filled.
yeah, it's one of those things. I think what's going to happen now is that pullback will occur. So we've had the first part where it breaks out. Pullback's going to occur back into this area. That would also line up with, you know, these heavy buyers who initiated the move, defending their position, and then we'll have the continuation. So I think that will be what will occur. So in this area, I would like to potentially buy it.
Same on NQ. It's the 4 o'clock is the rejection, and it's just going to hang around and then go down most likely, and then yeah.
Wow, it always happens right before the session ends.
Yeah.
Every time I've done session 1, my trade lined up just before session 2 started, which was always funny. But
it's time based. Everything is time based. You see, there's a pattern, right?
Yeah, you can't tell the markets when they should move.
You know, they know also, like, you know, when the funny thing is, if I move my stop and I always get punished, it's like, does the market, it's like a weakness, right? When the moment you move your stop, it means that you didn't have confidence in your trade, and it's like it knows that weakness. And it's I find it fascinating that every time I do move it, I get stopped out. So it means there is a pattern, and I find it very interesting. And you know, the market is built on fear and greed, and I guess moving a stop falls under the fear thing, I guess, if I would say so. Oh my God, I want less of a loss. But that just means I didn't plan my, you know, so I find it very fascinating. And then it knows exactly, I'm going to get you now, because you are now, you know, you're my weaker hand. And then it does. And,
what's funny about that is every trader experiences that, right? You know, whenever you do something, then all of a sudden it's almost like the market knows exactly what you don't want to happen, and it does that. But all that shows
it's built on that, exactly, that fear and greed, and that's part of, they know people do that, or they entice you, they do certain movements where that triggers something in your brain. It's fascinating, because we're actually not supposed to make money. It's built like that.
Yeah,
we should be robots, really. We should be robots. No nervous system.
Exactly. But what it does show is how similar each individual actually, we all think very, very alike. Because the reason it happens is because it wasn't just you, it was so many other people doing the exact same thing, you know. We're not actually all that unique. You know, it happens to us all. We all think very much alike, and that's part of trading, you know.
Yeah. So no more moving stop losses from me in the rest of the year. That's you can tell, you can hold me accountable for that. If I move it, just say, hey, you remember, no more moving. It's either a stop out, it's a loss. I am allowed to move if my TP, that's okay. You know, once it's going, I'm allowed, okay, you know what, I'm getting out now, that's okay. But I won't allow myself to move my stop loss anymore. That is a no-go from now on. I said that last time as well. Well, this was a demo trade, but I still did it. But again, it's good. It's a nice. It showed it again. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hold you to that. And
please do.
If you ever do it in the live session, I will say
exactly. no. Exactly. Yes. No.
You will be punished.
That's what we're here for. We need to help each other, get better traders as well.
James has a question. He goes, so I have heard many traders talk about the market being manipulated. Is this really true, and how is it done? Yes and no. The reality is, look, a lot of time it looks like manipulation, but it is really just the market gravitates to whatever the liquidity is, right? So where you're like, imagine stop hunts for example. It's not big institutions looking at retail traders' stop hunts and saying, oh, look, there's money on the table, let's grab it. It's more, a big institution wants to enter, there's not enough liquidity in the market, and the market has to find the liquidity. And generally speaking, that's where a lot of people, stops are going to be, you know, because a stop is basically a pending order. So you know it's available there. It's not a market order where it just comes out at random. It's a pending order, limit order, so, well, a stop order. And you know it's there, and the market will gravitate towards that, grab the liquidity, and then make its move. So yes and no, it is manipulated. In terms of like order flow, there is manipulation. In terms of like the depth of market, you'll get spoofing and stuff. But if you're talking about like stop hunts, it does happen, but not quite for the reason most people think. I hope that was a quick fire there.
I see it a little bit differently from my point of view, but James, I think we have to end. We have to see each other, and then maybe I can give my point of view on that. But yeah, I would love to talk more on that, Sam.
In the next session
we have to postpone that a little bit because we are out of time, unfortunately.
That's it.
Yeah.
Join us on Monday,
yes.
and we'll talk about that. But don't go away, because in 15 minutes we have Paul, the crypto expert, along with, let me just double check, and Michael. Paul and Michael and Tiger. I'm sorry, three of our coaches. So definitely stick around. But apart from that, Howard, Iris, it's been a pleasure.
Take care, guys.
Wish you the best rest of
Have
the day.
Have a lovely weekend.
And, we'll catch up.
Enjoy. Take care, guys.
Bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
All right. What is going on, man? What's happening? The market is moving so slow right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. What is moving? What is total 3? Oh, that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and something else. I got you. Gold seems to be doing stuff, and silver.
Order
Order
canceled.
filled.
We got a little bit of that back. Come down here, hit the target. Jump in. Jump in with 5 contracts if it starts to bounce back up. We shall see what happens. What is happening? I kind of want to make the coffee, man. The coffee sounds so good. But so does a nap. Add that there.
Order submitted.
We'll add the 3 here. Then we'll worry about a 5 later. If it looks like it's going to continue to grab this at least. Interesting.
Order filled.
Order filled.
Alright, we'll grab that, see if it grabs the 3. Then if it bounces here, then we might mark it a 5. Got pretty close to grabbing it. So what we're basically we're hoping for is a bounce off of here in this area. And then if it does, we'll likely jump back in. On this account, we're doing pretty good on this account. We're doing pretty good. Okay, we didn't get fully maybe we would be quite a bit further along if I was to have stayed in some of my trades and stuff like that, which is fine, you know. I'd rather win my trades and make progress than to kind of gamble those. Like earlier, I took 2 very small profits, right? We took a loss here by leaving it in. So it's really hard to say. So I don't always get like the full TP, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's fine. Again, I'd rather make some money than lose money. You know? Some money is better than no monies. Some monies is better than no monies. Anyways, we're gonna see how this one plays out, and then we'll probably get off, and then or we might just chill. Who knows? Kind of tired today. Didn't sleep very much. I'd probably like to take a nap at some point before all the festivities. It's actually kind of why I don't want to bust out the coffee. I might just lean back just like this and just chill out and see what happens, you know? Not really seeing anything, a lot of movement anywhere that I would like to have. Here, now it's coming down. Go down the line here, see if anything. We can look at Aussie. Looks like we missed CAD. We missed. Alright, so we can look at Euro. We can see what's gonna happen here with. Let's see what happens with it. Very curious about this right here. Looks like it's ready to move something. Aussie doesn't seem to be moving very well. JPY already moved through. So let's look at Euro. The British pound, and we'll just keep an eye on CAD here. Let's just go through a whole analysis real quick. Let's take a look at the 1 month. During this month, I'm going to say that I think we are going to end short. Reason why is we have the volume that climbed, right? And we have a decrease in volume. It doesn't mean that that happens right away. But the indication, and plus the amount of, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. Not many times do you see that much, but I would suspect multiple of that, maybe into 3, 4, 7, 8. 3, 4, 7, 8, 6, 0. Take a quick look at the weekly. That just broke up this last part. Let's see, what are we seeing here? Not much, pretty much more of the similar. notice how we have the lower volume. And we take the red. So we have volume decreasing. Here.
Order filled.
Order filled.
And that actually usually means that to reverse. If it increases the volume, that doesn't really matter. That looks more increasing in volume as well, so let's just say that it came up and rejected. We're gonna take a look here. Here is an example. Started losing volume. We did gain some volume. And now we are starting to pull back down, it looks like. Yeah, like this here, tried to buy a whole bunch, didn't really go anywhere. Volume-wise, almost the same amount of volume as this, but look at the spread, not so much. Right now we're gonna start coming down into the 4 hour, we're gonna really just start seeing the difference here. You have a big volume push up, small volume, then this here, real interesting. I think if it breaks below this, I would jump in. And if it comes up to here, I would jump. Now we're just right up here in the front. Really take a look at what's going on here. The volume seems pretty steady here, which is very interesting to me. It almost makes me feel like that's buying happening, so we might be going back up. Who knows? I'm gonna go with short still. Drop it into the 15. Yeah, it's looking pretty crazy. I'm gonna go with a decent one. All right. We're in. I'm gonna put my stop loss above probably here. We're doing on the 15 minutes, so let me just bust out the 15-minute orb real quick, which is here. I'm just gonna drop that in there. Is that a green? This isn't gonna be super accurate, but we'll just give that the red. That like seems to be pretty good. Then I'm gonna go ahead and move this down to right about there. That'll give us a 5 loss, and then we're gonna come in here. We'll try to get like a $10 yummy little take there. We'll just see what happens. Oh, as soon as I jump in, it's to the moon. You know, we will always see that. We'll monitor that one. Let's see what's going on here. We'll just go ahead and bring that over here real quick. Oh wait, you could see that there. It's not that big of a deal. We're just chilling. Just chilling out. focusing on life systems. Oh, now it's dropping. That's crazy. I was getting ready to move stop losses here.
All right, there we go.
Hey, there we are. Paul, how's Paul?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've just ran across town to get here. I had a call from my girlfriend to say that they're doing live streams today because I've been told there wasn't anything. So I'm here, but I've got nothing. I don't know what happened.
Oh.
I was told that.
Hey, at least you're here.
The markets aren't open, so I'm sorry. I've got nothing for you. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. I guess it'll be all about some Forex today, huh?
Right, absolutely.
How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely awesome.
As soon as my school's over, going to see my family for the holidays, so looking forward to it.
Nice.
All right, that's
Yeah,
good.
it threw me off a little bit because I was like, we're like super on point with starting right on the dot. And when we were a little behind, I'm like, what's going on here? I'm checking my time. I'm like, am I early?
Yeah, I was looking at Eastern, Central, like,
Are the markets open? Are the markets open?
the currency market is, and Bitcoin.
Yeah, currency is, yeah.
I do not know what happened there.
Oh, no, that's all good. Well, we got it. We can, I can lead off if you want. I'll just kind of go through the calendar and some events.
Yeah, thanks, Tiger.
Yeah.
And then I'll try and get see where we are. Okay.
Yeah, let me just go present real quick, and I'll just kind of look at what I'm looking at in today's low liquidity day, because I do have a few things in play. Let me look here. Let's just get that open. Get that opened up. Wait for it to pop up on the stream here. As soon as it pops up, I know it takes a few seconds sometimes. There we go. Finally got my dark mode set up.
On dark mode. Okay, nice.
I had to go through and adjust some things so that it shows up, like my fib levels and all that. But yeah, it's a little different on the eyes, but I think overall it'll be a little better, obviously, for all the marketing that we do as a company. So.
You know, I live and breathe dark mode, so I can't. I look at a white chart now; it just blinds me. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way. I have everything on dark mode.
Just makes me want to go out and listen to some Marilyn Manson, maybe some Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I've been to both of their concerts. They're pretty wild, let me tell you. But yeah, as far as a trading plan, I'm going to switch over to my trading plan here. Yeah, so basically right now, and I'm going to go through the calendar after this, but I'm short on the pound Swiss, the dollar CAD, and Nikkei did pay me a cup of coffee. I did get out of that just above break even overnight. So I'll go over that real quick. Bitcoin, what I'm looking at there, did have a demand zone bounce yesterday and another one formed today. So I've got a limit order set. It's in that zone now, but I'm just waiting for a exit to enter it. So I'll point out that. According to my fundamentals, the Euro CAD is the number one on my edge finder as far as the fundamental and sentiment reports. And I got a couple of smaller time frame demand zones that I'm looking at there. Looking at a 30-minute demand zone on the Swiss franc, and then the New Zealand Jap, I got an hour demand zone I'm looking at, and the master pattern is forming perfectly. So just a couple things. The minority house speaker, he spent 8 hours on the floor yesterday. I think he started around midnight, but he did a filibuster speech. They're pretty well, pretty much against the big, beautiful bill that Trump was passing. But so yeah, he gave an 8 hour and 43-minute speech or something like that just to delay the vote. Yeah,
Did a good job.
Yeah. He looked like he aged about 10 years in that 8 hours. But
yeah, for sure.
His voice was starting to get hoarse and everything. What was that, Paul?
I think he's probably trying to stop your country from aging prematurely as well.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, as soon as that was over, they voted. So it ended up passing 218 to 214. So it's definitely going to be, kind of a structural shift over here in the U.S. as far as policy and a lot of things. So it's going to be interesting to see how the markets open up next week and really just throughout the rest of the year from that. He should be signing it today, President Trump. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting time. We'll see how next week goes. And obviously he's jumping back on his tariff warnings. There's like 100 and whatever he said, 115, 120 countries that I guess they're going to decide to just send them a letter to get some tariffs going, and then just kind of write up some trade plans, I guess, along the way. But so the futures market, I noticed, was a little bit down because of that. So that'll be another interesting thing to watch going forward next week to see how the markets open. Weekend, yeah, I just put Israel, Iran. I mean, look, I know they got a ceasefire going on, but that's always making me hesitant, especially right now, to hold trades open over the weekend. So yeah, I just put that there for my own reminder at the end of the day to close anything I have, no matter what it looks like. So and then, yeah, next week's calendar. So if I flip over to the calendar real quick, yeah, nothing much going on today, obviously, because of the holiday. I believe Lagarde is speaking at a women's conference, at some point today. I don't think it's an economic related speech, just more of a women's business type thing. So, as always, people pay attention no matter what they are talking about, see if they get any clues on the economy. But Saturday, tomorrow, we got OPEC. They're going to be meeting, so it'll be interesting to see how oil opens up next week. What comes out of that. But really the main things I saw was the cash rates for Australia dollar on Monday and then New Zealand dollar on Tuesday. As you can see, they're projected to drop the rates for Australia. So yeah, definitely going to be looking for some all on my screen, or all the Aussie pairs seem to be quite bearish. So it's just going to be interesting to see how much further down they go next week once they drop that rate. But a little surprising. New Zealand is keeping theirs the same. So goes Australia. Usually New Zealand isn't too far behind. So I just kind of thought that was interesting that they're just kind of staying pat for now. But yeah, and then other than that, the FOMC minutes Wednesday, and a little bit of lip flapping from FOMC Waller there and Governor Bailey over the weekend on Saturday. And then, of course, your normal unemployment numbers coming towards the end of the week. So, yeah, definitely going to be keeping a close eye on the Australia dollar pairs and the New Zealand pairs on the early part of next week anyway. Just kind of see how they react in and around the supply and demand zones I like to trade. So,
right.
But as far as let me see here. I was going to go.
Yeah, interesting week for sure. I've been saying this all week. Like, this is one of those blah, blah, blah weeks. It's kind of like
this week. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I didn't have too much risk on this week. This was weird. I'm not in the business of losing money. And these type of weeks is definitely a recipe to lose some of the profit that you already earned. So
yeah.
Been real cautious this week.
Yeah. No, we should have a little more excitement next week. So it'll be interesting to see how all this stuff kind of opens up. But yeah, as far as the trades I got going open right now, let me just flip on over here to this. So I do have a Bitcoin limit order set. I believe I had that on a 1 hour zone. Well, actually I had it on a 2 hour, but on the GUI trades, it doesn't give us the 2 hour option. So when I was looking at that on my trading view, it was, what I saw was that right there. So the last red candle down before the spike up. Had 4 good 2 hour candles coming out of that. So that shows me there's some strength there, rising volume on the way out. So when I saw it on a 30-minute, we already created a really nice tail, just perfectly spiked in and back out. So essentially what I'm looking to do is just put a buy stop order right above that 30-minute candle. Just to make it prove itself. So currently it's kind of, playing around in that range of that green candle, if you will. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. But in the meantime, I do, like I said, I do have a limit order set, a buy stop order just above that 30-minute candle right there. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's see
Yeah,
what
sorry,
else.
I was just checking my Bitcoin. I haven't looked at it today in moving house. But yes, I think that's a good place.
Hey, good morning,
Yes.
Robert.
Yeah.
You did it on. Yeah, I agree. That's a good area to come in on. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, normally I look on a 4-hour, but I didn't see anything there. But the 2-hour looked pretty good. I mean, it's a little more than 50, whatever it is, 50% fib retracement. Yeah, right at the 50. So the
Yeah,
50
since we broke out on the 2nd of July, this is really the first touch of that range. So it's ripe for a little bounce there potentially. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then obviously, I mean, it's been kind of going sideways of late. But, yeah, I mean, what I saw the other day was, I mean, it kind of broke this line like this. So it's showing some strength to push through that. And then, yeah, I just like to see a retracement and find some unfilled orders there. So that's, yeah, I agree. It's a pretty good spot. So anyway, we'll see how that plays out. Let's see what else I got. British pound, Swiss franc. Let me flip on over to that one. Yeah, this one was on a smaller time frame, I believe. Yeah, 1 hour. So I identified yesterday this, I think during the stream actually, this 1 hour supply zone candle, and price came in, and same thing. When I looked at it on I believe a 15 minute, I identified, this sharp red candle coming out of the zone. So I placed or maybe that was a 5 minute. Let me look here. I mean, it looked good on the 5 and the 15 minute. That was what I saw that was important. 5 minute, yeah, right there. So I essentially had a limit order, a sell stop order to get triggered on the way out. And then it kind of danced around. I was getting kind of bored there for a while. I thought, well, we'll just let it run. We'll see what it does before end of day on Friday. And yeah, I mean, ever since it's just kind of slowly matriculating out there. I had originally had my stop loss in this area, but I wanted to give it a little more wiggle room. So I ended up putting above all this overhead resistance, just slightly above that. So it's not a great risk to reward. I mean, let's see here. That's pretty much 50 pips. Yeah, 76. It's not the greatest, but I just really like that zone. I mean, if I can get price to come down, I'll just move it to break even, and I'll likely just drop my. Let me think about this for a second. No, I probably won't. I'll probably just close it because, again, I don't want to.
I got a position I want to put on. Let me, if you don't mind,
go right ahead.
grab this.
I'll come back to my stuff later.
I did.
Yeah. So actually, I'm only halfway today.
Oh, it's still going, and it started to come back in.
Okay, that was a new button I didn't see before. Okay, so I'm looking at a few of them actually.
All right, this one's looking pretty good. Ooh.
Why is my
It's breaking in.
trading view not up? I don't know.
Oh, you might have to
ask me.
Yeah, you might have to click the tab. It's at the very top.
Right,
There's usually a
down
button.
into
I
it.
know.
Let's see if there's
I
any
restarted
sort
my
of
computer
retrace
yesterday. It
here.
was acting a little funky in the stream.
There might.
Yeah, it
be.
was cutting in and out quite a bit, or delaying.
Let me see.
Yesterday.
Sorry about that.
But it got better towards the end of it, though.
Yeah, I got the Starlink over here. It's a little funky sometimes. I don't even know why it does that. And I know they recently changed a few things. So I changed the plan that I have. I don't know. It hasn't been going lightning fast like it normally does. Sorry guys. I thought I had this up already. I'm looking at it on my other monitor that's in front of me.
Well, while that's
We might be
loading, I
just
was
breaking
looking
right
at
down through.
It's gonna open up today or tomorrow.
Facebook. And,
All right, my bad. Go ahead and you can go ahead and
I'm
Stop
selling.
filled.
Stop
yeah,
filled.
I'll get this up and work on
Order
it. Of course,
canceled.
it pops up soon as I get- Of course, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Let me just
Let
I
me.
think I broke even on that one.
present my screen again real quick here.
Still on the. Still in with the 3.
Let's see what
That might get hit though. We'll see what happens there.
So yeah, pound Swiss. I think that was pretty well it for my pound Swiss trade. Opened up another one on the dollar, Canada dollar as well. I mean, from a fundamental point of view, it's given me a let me see, dollar CAD.
Hoping for the retrace up
Oh,
there. That's
you know
I
what?
was
That
hoping
actually
for,
moved to neutral.
honest.
But I'm looking at it on a smaller time frame. So basically, I believe I identified a 15-minute supply zone. Yeah, so this last green candle up, and then I had 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles coming out of that. So yeah, I pretty well, you know, got a little bit of a, I believe it was oh yeah. So I was trying to put this in as a limit order but I accidentally hit market. Yeah. So I ended up getting in the trade even though I wasn't quite ready. So I'm just gonna have to go with it. Yeah, no choice.
So
I mean,
we're
small risk,
going
so it's not that big a deal. But
we jumped in.
yeah, I mean, it
We
wasn't
should've
quite
waited,
an engulfing
especially
candle.
since it was already.
Volume wasn't really the greatest, so I was essentially waiting on like a break of this down here, the red candle. So let me go look at that on a smaller time frame. Yeah, I was trying to put in an order right here as it, you know, kind of broke back out, but yep. It's my second day using this GUI trade platform, so I just hit market when I was trying to hit limit. So anyway, listen, verify your orders every time.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about market orders yesterday and how, like, because we essentially came to the conclusion, Tiger, that market orders are fine for Forex
So
and
we'll
other
jump
markets,
in
but
again,
not
like
the
right
crypto.
here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine with Bitcoin because there's plenty of liquidity, but the issue is with market orders in a lot of the altcoins, there's just not the liquidity there, and typically
Slippage.
Yeah, exactly. You get tons of it, but you're fine with Bitcoin. But it's funny because we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I like.
Okay, I'm up, Tiger. If you don't mind, let me grab the screen so I can jump in.
Absolutely. Let's see what Michael got with the M's and the W's.
Yeah, we got a nice little level 1 trade setting up here. Not too bad at all. I'm actually going to show 4 of them. Like, we got 3 possibles. This one's already confirmed, so I am going to go ahead and take this one.
We might lose some of the profit here.
This is
I
actually
almost
a
feel
very,
like getting
very,
out
very
and just
nice
waiting
setup.
for it to come
Now
back
again,
up
it's
when we
Friday.
test.
It's a bank holiday, so I'm not going to go full risk at all. But we do have this nice little pattern here. So
that's probably the best thing.
Not a W for the low, for the peak low, right? Sometimes it's a head and shoulders pattern like we have here. But then it runs up and it comes back and bounces off this 50. I'm expecting it to run up just like
the channel here.
Right? And this is no coincidence that the break and retest comes in. Literally, if you look at this zone, you put this right here. This is nearly exactly where this attempted to come and bounce off of.
Textbook.
Typically, I don't like to take the trades when this 800 EMA is in the way, like how it is right now. The only exception is when the 800 EMA for me is going through the Asian box, which is right here. Because the orders are already accumulating here, so I'm not too much worried about it from once it's going through. If it was below or above, then I would be worried about it. But seeing it is going through it, to me, this is like it's
trade right now.
The orders are already stacked up in here. So this 800 EMA is not a major bounce off point like it typically would be.
Keeping profits is better.
Jump over there, but it is having a little bit of trouble right there. But I am expecting it to just bust through.
We'll see.
Maybe not bust through fully because it's the
we're losing on our gamble account here.
Volume here, but we will sure see. So I'm gonna put on half his position, just a half, and that stop loss looks like it's at 144.20. 144.20 on UJ.
So you would prefer the price to be above the 800?
Is that actually looking pretty good for the sell side?
I would. I actually would prefer it to be above it, like a close above it, because that way it's just free range. Versus kind of how it's just having a little bit of trouble with that price point right now. Where is UJ out here? It is.
Whose Poachy was that?
144.20.
She's also had to run across town with me. She's a little bit distressed because of it, so sorry about that.
No, my cat was meowing the other day, and I was mean mugging him, like, get out.
Don't let your cat meow when my dog can hear it.
Oh, well, I keep my door shut usually, but I had my door open, my office door, and so he came in here. He knows not to come into my house, into my room. I don't like cat hair on my clothes, on my bed, any of that kind of stuff. So he stays in the living room.
Right.
But he'll come,
okay, so let's put
right to the edge.
I want to
We're
put the
looking good
TP
there.
right around here. So let's do 145.20. And that might be good for us. 145.20. 5.20. All right, so a nice little 2-for-1, risking 32 pips to make 67. I clearly don't expect this to happen today, seeing that
All right, yeah, that's gonna go up.
volume's low. It's Friday.
Hopefully,
If we can
we'll
get a little
grab
bit
our
of something,
thing, and
at
then
least
we'll move
get
our
me a
stop
little
loss
far
to
enough
there.
to be able to
Should
move
be
my
fine.
stop loss to
That
break
is
even.
a-
Maybe somewhere around here.
Get
And I
your
just like
cup
to
of
put
coffee
my
and
alerts
write
up
it down.
here. Yeah, SL2BE.
That's where that should be.
All right, that's where I
As
move
if
my
I
stop
got
loss
in
to break
there.
even.
So then,
I also like
overall,
to
I
put
think
like a
75 would be it.
little, you know this, Paul, but this is more or less for you, Tiger. Just in case I step away, whatever the case may be, I like to know if it's coming back, right? Like coming back, right? Like almost finna stop
Yeah,
me
that
out.
would be
Then I always put like a
the
third
reason
one
to have
here saying
cut
yeah,
some
this
of
one
these
stops
losses,
you
right?
out, just in case.
Alerts are your friend.
SL hits. And then on this last one, I'll just put my infamous, I love the phrase, TP smack.
TP smack. Do you have a cash register hit?
Yep, it says ching ching as soon as it goes off.
All right. What does it do when you hit a stop loss? Do-do-do-do.
It says womp womp womp.
That would be awesome.
Right, something like that.
We should have
That's
some.
so
But
sound
cool. So
triggers.
this
That
one
would
is
be freaking awesome. We should do
this
that.
is
Just like when we
pretty
did with
much
the
done.
Apex.
No other work to do on this one.
All right, now it looks like it's struggling here.
I'll just draw this structure up really quick. Now this is a little bit different. You guys are used to me drawing out the
Let's see what
market maker
happens
cycle
here.
looking like this, and I'm trying to catch this move here, which is my favorite setup, the level 1 move, right? But this one's a little bit different, and this is what I always mean. Like, they can't give you the same exact like pitch, because it's like, let's say baseball or something. Like if the pitcher was to throw the same exact throw every time, they would probably all knock them out the park, like literally, right? So they gotta throw what I would call variations to the theme, so they make it look a little bit different sometimes. And in this case, that different is like this.
All right, so here we're gonna go back up to the top here.
In reality, it's the same exact move, right? I'm still just
there
looking for this. Both of these are peak lows, no matter what. Both of these are peak lows, no matter what. And I'm just looking for it to come and bounce off this area.
Market
is doing
is doing
this
its
area.
thing.
And my confirmation is that first close above the 13 EMA. So once price runs back down and touches the 50,
Now we're going
as you
into
notice,
the
none of these
negative because we
candles
did not
close
decide
above this
to
13
go ahead
EMA,
and
which is
get
the
out.
red one. Now this little baby one kind of does, but that's not good enough for me. Like that's on the line. I don't want to have to zoom all the way in and see if it closed or not. That's too much. This next one clearly closes above it. You can see that, from way back here. So this is the good candle right here. This is the confirmation. And then when I kick it up to the 4-hour chart, I can see that price is above this 13 EMA, which is me giving me my 4-hour confirmation.
Oh, okay.
So this is actually working out. This is everything I would take any other day.
We're hoping for one more.
The only reason,
little
again,
push.
it's half risk. It's Friday and it's a holiday, so not really the same. But I just don't want to not take it for one, because I'm enough in profit for the week to be able to take this. I only took one trade. Actually, this is my second trade of the week. I took CAD Yen on Monday, and that's really what gave me my profits for the week. But been real cautious, as I've been mentioning, because I'm just not in the business of giving money back. Like, I really work hard for this. A lot of markups, a lot of time in front of the chart, and I don't want to give any of it back. So,
That's right.
Yeah, that's
I like
what we
to be,
should have done. We were giving
I
it all
can,
back.
especially when you know you can kind of predict it.
And then giving
If you would have lost
some.
money yesterday, non-farm, of course that was the day to
Let's
lose.
grab that. Hopefully.
If you lose money today when it's a bank holiday, of course, especially on a USD pair, right? So I don't expect the volume to be high at all. It's like, this might not even make it, right? Like, I'm just hoping it just goes up a little bit, you know, and then again, I'm gonna close my trades at 355 either way. So,
hey, remind us again your 4 lines going through price: the blue, the teal, the white, the red. What numbers do those represent again, or what?
Yeah. So the red one is the 13 EMA.
13.
The baby blue one is the 50 EMA, and this white one is the 200 EMA. And then this darker blue one is the 800 EMA. So 13, 50, 200, 800.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty simple mechanics.
Yep. And they work out well. Like, I love the EMAs on the screen. Like, the way I have them set up, I call them like landmarks, right? So as soon as I see this 1350 cross, right, I can automatically tell that I'm in level 1 automatically. As soon as the 1350 cross. And I mark this up all the time for everybody. It's the same thing over and over. But yeah, I know I'm in level 1, and I'm looking for that, as I said last time, that bounce off the 50. Right? Anytime I'm in level 1, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, I can tell I'm still in level 1 again because the 200, which is the white one, and the 50, which is the blue one, as you see right here, they have not crossed yet. So that means, again, I'm still in level 1. As soon as they cross,
all right, now we're in
it's in level 2 at that point. That would be,
and for some reason,
this continuation part of this move, right? So that would be something like this, right? And I know that that's not good. Is level 2, right? Theoretically, this should run up here, all the way up here. Let me kind of draw it on. This price should run up at least far enough, and then maybe come back and bounce off this level right here. Right, simultaneously, the 50 and the 200 EMA would have been crossed. That's how I know I'm in level 2, and it should, you know, continue that way. Now, again, it's a little bit different. This is like a one-off a bit because of the holiday, but any other day, this is exactly what I'll be looking for, like every day. And I'm actually about to show 3 more examples.
Yeah, and the important thing is, Michael, you're buying low on the curve.
Oh, my bad. What'd you say?
I was just saying, yeah, the important thing is you're buying low on the curve, so, which is the higher R, you know, R to R trades. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And the only reason this is kind of stalling right here, literally, is because this 800 is right here. If it wasn't, this candle would probably be a little bit bigger. But we'll see. I won't be surprised if this is a larger candle and it ends up closing, you know, up here or something.
All right, now we're actually hoping for a breakdown.
Right here.
Hopefully. Otherwise, we just gave back
as long as
all
the short sellers are on holiday
and
already,
lost some.
You'll be fine.
Right.
Just you have to see how it goes. How will it go?
Cool. So this is UJ. The other one was UF, which is 1 over. Right, UF is not bad at all, guys. If you can see, this is almost the same exact setup.
All right,
yeah, pretty much the same.
Now this is, I got the alert set on here.
Order filled.
Order filled.
I like this.
Actually, let me change the name of this. And I always like to put the name on here because when I'm step away from the computer, I want to know what setup it is. So this is what I call a master trade. This is my, again, #1 setup. When it's coming out of level 1 like this, I love it. Like, love it. This trade really, like, made me, I'd say. I would spot the hell out of this trade coming from a far away. And it really kind of just
my strategy
gave me the confidence to not just take them, but catch the move.
It's part of my strategy, I guess, you know,
so.
confluences.
But yeah, same thing. Really W here, it runs up, right? Bounces off this, and the next move should be something like that.
Yeah. Because now it looks like we're gonna get.
Not mean to take that one off. I'm gonna take the other one off. But as you can also see here,
We might
we got
bounce
this
down in
small
here,
W
you'll
pattern
see.
here. So first leg,
That's just gonna really
close up.
depend.
Second leg, as soon as this closes back up, this is good to go. And
You
once
might
again,
feel
it's
all this
not a
stuff down
coincidence that it's
and
pretty
find
much
what
breaking
should be
off,
what we
bouncing
need.
off this same area, guys. Like look at this
Hopefully.
tracer.
Yep.
We got something here,
That is the
here.
case. I'm gonna
This is definitely
gamble
support.
this and go
Resistance turns
get
support
some
or vice
coffee.
versa. However you look at it, same thing. Right, but yeah, this would be another nice move to take. Entries right there, stops right below this swing point, and the target is really the 200 EMA, but I like to target the ADR high. I would be at break even once it gets up here no matter what. So the main thing is to make sure you take the risk off the table at this point. So just in case it does bounce off of this and goes back down, you don't lose on it, right? Me, if I did take this trade, if it sets up and price got all the way up there, my stops, I will be moving it further and further and trailing it into profit, and my stops will end up being all the way up here. So just in case this came and bounced off this, I don't care. I made the move. I made the money from here to there. Probably took some partials, and yeah, that would be the move. So I really wouldn't be worried about it too much. As you can see, this is that same part of the cycle, right? Right here. Once again, you can always tell by this is the dead giveaway right here. It's 1350 cross.
It is not looking.
It's no longer in level 1. I mean level 3. The way I look at it is everything below this, from here down, this is trap volume. They really don't want to come and let traders, out of this zone. And once this happens, the next move typically is this 200 EMA. So
That's so
that
good.
one looks great as well. I think we got
good.
2 more. And as you can see, these look the same. Like this looks just like the last one. Looks just like EJ.
Yeah, I probably should get out of these.
The only difference
Just
is
take the hit.
this one
I
is
might need
already
to take the hit,
above the
guys.
200. Like how prices closed above the 200 right now. Right. So technically, these are 2 separate setups because let me go back to the other one. So UF is actually my favorite setup. This one is, as you can see, is labeled as called the master trade because I'm looking for that 1350 cross, the run to not touch the 200, pull back, bounce off the 50, and then run to the 200. I want to be on the train when it's running to the 200 after the bounce because that's the next expected move for price to go to the 200. Right, but this one, on the other hand, as you can see, price has already closed above the 200.
We're
It's
hoping.
the same concept. This isn't a master trade though. This is, for me, this is the level 1 money trade is what this is called.
We're just gonna chill.
So it's still coming off the peak. You still have your 1350 cross. Everything's still here, but the difference is price ran up and closed above the 200, and then the next move is the run. Right, so slightly different, but it's the same move coming off the peak low, in essence. But you got to give that characteristics to two different ones because although these look super close, they're like twins a little bit, but you can kind of tell that they're not the same because again, the other one is below the 200. So but both really nice moves. Then we got 2 more. I want to say was it GN? It was one of these. Was it GN? Yes, it was. So GN looks a little bit different, but this one is the M off the 200. Right. So just how I mentioned about the other ones, let me just kind of start over here. Right. We got this. And this is really, really cool to point out, guys.
Doing,
like,
man?
check
I
this
don't know
out.
what it's doing.
Right. We have.
What is it doing, please?
This is an
just
ugly
go
M top.
down.
Like really ugly. So we got some
Please. I would
funky
love
move,
it if it
whatever.
just went down.
Runs down, but you can see here, this is where the 1350 crosses, right? So we know we're in level 1 there. But as soon as this happens, this level 2 move with a 5200 cross, we know we're in level 2. And a level 2, let me type this out, 5200 cross. We know we're in level 2. And in level 2, we're looking for M's, W's off 200, right? So now that we know that, I can identify where we are in the cycle. The next thing I'm looking for is price to touch this 200, which it first touch really is here.
Yeah,
now this is a touch, but this doesn't count for the simple fact that if you look down, you can see this market baseline is below this static line. So although the chart is saying it's a touch, the TDI is saying it's not. It doesn't count. That's why I always like to say that I need both of these, the chart and the TDI, to agree with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So even this could be the first leg. We really don't know. I would like for this to be more out the band, like how this is kind of close. Look like it's just outside of it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We really won't know until price closes below here, right? And let me actually add an extra note here too. Let's put M off the 200. Right, so once price closes below here, then we're good to go. And also remember the M's and W's require what we call a reload, which would be something like this. The market baseline needs to come on the M's, it needs to come above the static and come back down. Because what's happening here is this little bit of space, they have traders pending orders going long here. So I want them to activate those orders long. Man. Again, that's
hopefully it's downside.
Reload. And I want it to kind of come on back around like the other way, right? So as we can see here, the market baseline is just now getting above the static. So this move's not ready yet. So it probably won't even happen today, more than likely. But next week, this will be
very resisted.
Right, so second move, obviously we're looking for this
hopes.
Structure. Now this might look something like this.
It's still scary.
It doesn't even matter what it looks like. As long as it gives you the reload, I would prefer an outside the band on the TDI than the inside the band, but it will look something like this. And that target would be this low right here. So maybe a little bit lower, right? Yeah, something like this. So yeah, nice 2-for-1. This would be a nice 2-for-1 trade. I'm gonna lock this on here so I can take everything off. Oh, keep them. Okay, cool.
Triple top.
All right, so yeah, it could totally be a triple top. And reason being is the market baseline is so late. Like it's going above the static very, very late. So this could easily, just close down and it'll look okay. But I would much rather swing one more time and then do it. Because that way I know they got them.
Yeah. Catching liquidity.
Then the last one, yeah, gotta grab it. And then you can also see too, right? Like this blue tracer here, like this blue dash line, there's orders above this too. So they're coming right to it. They might ping it on and yank it away from them. We got to see what it looks like on the hard right edge, but this is the setup, 100%.
Oh, so that's much like my master pattern showing the liquidity lines.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep. Gotta get it.
Yeah, we all chasing the same liquidity.
Yep. So let them get trapped, and then I'll take it the other way. That's really what I want to happen.
Yep.
And then we got one more on EU, which was looking good at first, but now I see it's going the other way. So EU, guys, is literally just like UF, USD CHF, except it's the opposite, obviously. Right? So if you can see here, same exact pattern, right? You got the M top, you got the break below, retest this area, and drop, right? We're trying to catch that move right here.
All right, we're going to be in this
It's the same thing if you look at this over here, right? Kind of ugly, a little ugly, but
I only move the stop
there.
loss if we get the wild swing, but we will pull out.
It broke this low,
to.
right? Pull back.
Definitely
now we got this funky M here and drop.
The key.
200 is good. That's the target. But again, I like to target the ADR low. If the ADR low is past the 200, I'll take it. If it's not, I won't take it there, because realistically, it wants to go to the 200, but in a case like this, seeing that
Isn't
the
that
200
looking good
is
for us,
before
though,
the
I
80-yard
will
low,
say.
I'll take this. And like I said, it doesn't matter to me because by the time it gets to the 200 EMA, I will be at break even anyway. So there's no risk on the table at that point. But same exact move, guys. Same move.
No.
And then as you can see, the market baseline is going below the static.
Horrible.
Remember, this is a master trade.
I think whatever it moves from this is going to be the direction for a while.
You can see I got lazy today. I didn't even put the names of these, what I would normally do.
So
I think Tiger's just
from
walked off
here,
for a
we're
minute,
good
so
on
it's
the-
just me
on
and
the
you. I don't know.
trade.
I think Tiger was he was so impressed with your setups, he's just had enough. He's given up trading. Given up trading. I'm sure he'll be back, folks. Don't worry.
Right, he'll be
We're gonna
back.
take a quick look over here. We are in the negative now.
But yeah, everything
Here.
about this is really nice too. Now,
I guess
this
we
is
should,
obviously not completed. Oh, even the R to R on this, risking the dollar to make $2.25. Like this is gonna be nice when it sets up.
Yeah.
Super nice. So really excited about that one. And let me delete all of this. And we'll keep them. Okay, great. All right, so
now
again,
we're looking
this
pretty
looks
good. Hopefully, I think if
the
it breaks
exact
here, I'll probably enter a third.
as UF, just the other way around. Literally, it's the same thing, just the other way around. And typically, UF and EU, they do that. Like if one's long, one's short anyway. But they've been off for quite a while, so you kind of couldn't say that. But it looks like they might be getting back to how they used to be. So we'll see how that turns out. Then let me delete this too.
Like
All
I
right, cool.
kind of want to
Then I just
enter
wanted to
again
go over,
right up here,
GU
just so
and
I'm in a
GJ
better
really
spot.
quick.
But
That's great.
That'll be pretty much it for me today.
Yeah, sure.
So
let me,
we already kind of. Oh, my bad. What'd you say, Paul?
No, I'm happy to take over when you're ready. We can go
okay.
blind into the charts. So I know, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Hey, there I am.
Tiger's back. You're right, Tiger. What happened?
Okay.
I just lost connection for a minute. I heard your comment about I was so impressed I left. My audio and visual wasn't working. I think we're good now.
Okay, sweet.
Sorry about that.
It's gonna be one of
Yeah,
those
this
days.
is actually turning out really funny. So I'm gonna delete all of this at this point because this is kind of turned away. As you can see, I was looking for the W off this 200. Reason being is obviously we have the 5200 cross. So the next move is the W, but this is really ugly now. So I'm gonna delete all of this and redo it.
gonna wait for
Right. So
there,
same thing.
right when this happens.
But
I'm
this is,
thinking.
to me, is in a place where you kind of can't tell now. And for the simple fact that we have this telling us, hey, this is long, right? This 5200 cross, because we're looking for the W. But then after that, we have this. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but it's about to. We got this almost 5200 cross going to the downside. So is this,
Boom. In again.
is this trying to make some W going long like this? Or is this now turned around and it's trying to make, some M like this? We have no idea. So I would leave this alone altogether. Now, I wouldn't touch it also for the simple fact that on the TDI, as you can see, the market baseline is below the static.
go.
So it can't be an M, not
Let's
yet
go
at least. 'Cause it
downward.
would need
Let's
to do
go.
this and make the reload, right? If it did something like this and had the reload in here, then maybe I'll be interested in
bye-bye.
shorts. Maybe. Because that means the sentiment has changed. And we are no longer long. We are short. And you can kind of see that here from here.
Yeah.
Right? Drop. And then this is the retest area. Right?
Ooh,
Like if
this
that was
might
the
be a
break,
bounce
this is the
to the
retest.
upside.
I mean, that makes sense.
Shoot.
So you can kind of see this kind of panning out a little bit, but it's too hazy to really say. And yeah, it's just really hazy. I wouldn't touch this.
And on that yellow
Not that it was
line,
set up today anyway, but let's see. Which one?
on that yellow line right there, the reload, yeah. Are you waiting for that line to start curving downward? Preferably?
Nah, so as long as it's above it,
Actually,
right?
I think we're pretty good.
Let me see. Let me take.
I think
this
we're good
off,
for this.
Then I'll take
I hope
this
we're good
off
for this.
too.
I
So
hope
how
so.
it's, let's pull this up. So how it's kind of, but it's below the static now, right? Because this static 50 line is what I call the static. This market baseline is below it. I don't really care that I don't really need it to start pointing down, but what I do need it to do is come above it, right? So let's say if it's up like this,
Yeah, we really need
it
this to
doesn't.
break
I will
down
still take it
like
if it looks like that,
100%.
as long as it's above it, right?
Makes sense.
Now, if it starts curving down like this,
Right here is where
that's
we get
even
a good
better.
breakdown.
Like I am thinking like, all right, this thing's definitely finna turn around. But the problem with that is sometimes you might be a little late.
Yeah,
If
a
it
little
starts
balancing
curving
act.
already, you might be a little bit late. But not all the time.
We could use it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
We could
Because
use
sometimes
it
you'll see it
right
all the way
now.
like this, and you're still not too late. You know what I mean? So it's just something you got to kind of watch out for and pay attention to. But the most important thing is that the market baseline is above the static, like that at least. It has to be above it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the most
Right,
the most
and it's-
important thing that you're doing right now,
Should've
Michael,
re-entered
is
up
you are
here.
visualizing what you want to see, right? And that's like the most important thing for people to do. We all do, you know, we all do it. We're all trying to want it, but that's what people need to do. And if you know you're visualizing it, which kind of solidifies it in your mind, but it's a really good tip for people to do to just visually draw it. I mean, you see me do it all the time, but when I'm watching you do it, it's just like this is great because if you don't see that, it's clear you don't trade. So it's good.
Right. And it gives you that much more confidence too when it does set up exactly how you have you done it. It's like, all right, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And it just again reinforces what you were thinking, right? Because there's been plenty of times where I'll draw something just like this and it goes absolutely perfect. And then of course there's other times like GU. Remember, I just deleted this and I'm like, oh, this does not look good anymore. Let me delete it. Where it just goes the complete other way. And I like to leave these drawings on here too, just to kind of how I did. I don't know if I left GJ on there. Yeah, kind of how I left this one on here. Right? Same exact thing. Like this is just insane. I love to see it happen just like this. Right? I got my because this is what I preach every single day. Right? Peak high, 1350 cross. I know I'm in level 1, run down. You know, this is the move.
4
right here. This is still level 1. Why? How is it still level 1? Because right here is the 5200 cross. This move happened before this cross. That's how you know you're still in level 1. Now that this cross, now you're in level 2, but the move has already happened. Right?
Spaghetti.
So always really, really, really good. I try to draw this stuff up as much as I can. And you know, I say not as a professional or whatever, but I see this stuff like crystal clear, right? But for me, it's one of those things where to be a better teacher, a better mentor, a better coach.
If that is the case,
to be able
we
to
should be good
draw it
here.
out
If
for
not,
others, so
then
they
we're
can
probably going to be coming back up, and then we're pretty screwed.
I definitely
will need to be getting out.
Charts is huge.
So we're
I do the same thing because of all the different
pull down
time frames I use for the zones. It's just good to use the projection tool.
Let's go.
Just to visualize it.
Yep, absolutely. Because again, that just gives you that much more of clarity, right? Like you're not just. And I'm a chart marker upper. Like that's just what I do. Like I mark up charts all the time. Like,
yeah, me too. Even if I don't, I still do it.
Right. Me too. Even if, because when I mark the charts up, it helps me like, you know, weirdly enough, like some type of photographic memory database in my mind that goes on where it's like, I've seen this before. You know, like I got 100 markups that look just like this. Like I'm confident in this setup. Or you know what? The last time it did this, it didn't work out too well for me. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. Right? You kind of just get that for it.
And another thing, I like to project stuff out on stuff I'm looking to learn in the future, like futures or some other types of assets, just to kind of work on it in demo mode, if you will, just to say, okay, do my methods, do they translate to this asset pair or this this asset, whatever. So it's a
same
visual
thing.
I'm very visual like that too.
Yep. Same thing like with Bitcoin, right? Like I mentioned I didn't take this trade because this didn't look clear to me. I only had, how I always mentioned, the W. This was just one leg here. I don't like it when it looks like that because this could have easily came back down here and then went, and I would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
So I didn't take this, but at the same time, I love to see this exact pattern and process work out on a whole other market, the crypto market, right? Like even when Paul, you, Yanni, and I were wondering what price Bitcoin was going to go to, waiting for weeks, and it finally closed above that 50, and then it took off. So just to see things like that, like work in different markets, because I trade all of them, guys. Like I trade the NASDAQ, US 30, S&P, gold. For it to work on all of these as well, I mean, it's just powerful. It's so powerful, and I love it.
Trading polygamy.
Yeah. All right, that's it for me. I'm rambling.
No, not at all.
No, it's good stuff.
Well, look, Tiger, do you want me to just have a look at the charts and I'll just run through it at the top of my head and then?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Order filled.
I have no idea what's going on today. Let's
Yeah, because I mean, I'm pretty well already in my trades, so I just basically monitor them.
All right, I'll be very careful not to say anything which contradicts your entry point.
But no, the beautiful thing is that's what makes the market, right?
Yes, for sure. Right, let me orientate myself. Okay, let's get that off.
Connection lost.
Right, this is Bitcoin 4-hour charts, and we have this channel which we've been in, lower low, and higher high. So now we have a higher high, and we're breaking out. I'm just going to check that actually. Just always double check, people. Just double check. 590. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong. So it's a good job I did double check. So it's not a higher high just yet. There you go, check people. But we have broken out to this pattern, and this is all-time highs just here, and we're trying to find our feet. So, and I think that's what Tiger you're trying to do. You're trying to catch the move when Bitcoin finds its feet, essentially. So let's try and figure out. I mean, obviously, you're looking at this time frame, 106.570. Is an obvious area, but it's difficult to assess what it's going to do next. Let's just go through the charts. And so yeah, we have the retest of this diagonal line has fallen through, but we've had a perfect bounce off the golden zone. I mean, absolutely textbook. There's a lot of momentum for sure, and this is good, but buyers will be looking to come in. But so we're not necessarily going to see a retrace to 0.5. So Tiger, you might be on the money, but let's have a look. So this is this ambiguous kind of resistance zone, which we're at the bottom of. The 50 is just below. So plenty of scenarios for a bounce here. Now also the same with the 30-minute, which is a bit more clear in terms of what the trend is doing. We've come all the way back up. Nice higher high, so past the previous high, following the breakout in this upper range. This is all-time highs just up here, and now we've retraced. Haven't been able to hold that, but this is the first touch really of this level since we had this move upwards, which means that there should be buyers coming in. I'm just going to see what the order block situation is. Yeah, as you can see, that some people have got the same idea as well. So a bounce from there could be in play. Let's find another chart. But this one, a little bit more bearish. This is a Bitcoin 2-hour, and I did say yesterday that this inverse head and shoulders, even though the price action has broke above the neckline, we do have this additional resistance line just overhead, which can add a bit of a spanner in the works to this breakout. And as kind of predicted, I said that, you want to wait for a move above this area, which will essentially guarantee almost all new highs. And it hasn't happened yet. And we've come back down. Is it going to come all the way back down to this moving average, which is that's the 200 MA on the 2-hour, I presume, and this I think is the 1-day 200 MA. So, we could still get a higher low if we get a bounce off here, which would just be a little bit more of a retrace. But this is you can see if I just put a horizontal line on here. I'm doing this right in front of you. I haven't looked at the charts today, so you can see very, very, you could be a bounce here. And if we look at this price action from here, this is the support line which we're looking to test. Now, obviously, we want to see if there's a candle body close first, and maybe before entering, other people entering, maybe you want to wait because if you're not quite as experienced as Tiger, maybe you want to see a difference, a couple of candles first. But yeah, there's this is how I work. So I look at this chart and I'll be like, okay, so this is kind of a little bit bearish with a little bit of air below, but these other charts, you know, they're showing me that could very easily just pop a head up. So it's pretty even Stevens, I think, at the moment, with a little bit of a bullish slant. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if your trade plays out, Tiger. I'll be quite interested to see that.
Yeah, and that's why I waited for more of a confirmation exit. I mean, I'm trying to get it to break that 30-minute candle with that wick. So yeah, I definitely don't want to. I definitely didn't want to just hit a market order. So go in, wick. Let's see if we can get some volume. I did on the 30-minute candle. So yeah, I'm just looking to essentially break that high and prove that it's actually going to reverse and go up. So yeah, that's why I was a little more careful on it. Did I see your Wonder Bra trade?
No, I don't think the Wonder Bra trades around.
I saw it. You were flipping through somewhere there.
It wasn't that one. It wasn't that one.
I
think honestly, I deleted it just for the sake of HR, right?
Oh,
there it is. It was something like this. It was something like this. It was something like this.
Yeah.
It was. There it is. And it's just no. It's an official pattern now. Wonder Bra. Wonder Bra. Hashtag Yanni. Right, there we go. It's a J, not a Y, sorry, but there we go. Sorry, Yanni.
Sorry about that. I had to point that out.
Hey, no, look, Yanni was spot on, right? It's. I mean, double bottom, forget about it. It's the Wonder Bra, right? For sure. Right? So let me just see if anything else is going on. I apologize for being a bit disorganized today. Let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. Let's just see because this is going to be reflective of whether altcoin trades are going to play out over the weekend. So let me do a bit of promotion. In an hour or so, there will be a altcoin picks video on Hola Prime X's YouTube channel. I encourage you to head over there and subscribe. Bitcoin updates, crypto news, altcoin picks. So that'll be out in an hour or so, and I go through it. It's the longest video I've done actually. It's about 9 minutes of just me going through loads of setups. And maybe set up some trades once the weekend is over. But let's just try and figure out if we're going to see something from the market. So this is Bitcoin dominance.
That's on the website you said? I'm sorry. You said that was
on Hola Prime X, which is a different YouTube channel to Hola Prime.
Okay.
So I'm working on getting a link in the description so people can find it. But
here we go. Here's a drop.
Save you scrolling through all the live streams to see which setups I've chosen or not. So they'll be put in a nice little place. Yeah, there's a focus on the Trump token today. But this is Bitcoin dominance, and of course, all of those setups are long in that video. I haven't done any short setups this time because the Bitcoin is just really bullish. But what we want to see for these altcoin longs to play out is for this to start messing around. Now we have moved to a downtrend. You see a lower high and then another one potentially, but it's struggling to confirm the breakdown of this neckline from this double top. So we've done it twice now, but it's struggled to move below this area. Now it's looking weak, which is good for altcoins because when this is heading down, hence why it's green when it goes down, this is altcoins moving, right? And the last good trading we had was back in May, and this was as a result of this move from Bitcoin dominance, which is money flowing into the altcoin market. And now we're finally, the trend is showing signs of weakness. This could potentially be the play. So you want to just continue to see this. You want a lower low, essentially. You're looking for a lower low. You want this to be, let's just call this a neckline range, shall we? Let's just call it a neckline range. And we just want to see that
order canceled
break, essentially. We want to see these breaks. If you're looking to enter an altcoin long position, probably not over the weekend, my friends, but maybe Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, once the market's found its feet, you're looking for a lower high, and then, a lower low. And if you see that, that can add additional confluence to whatever setup you're playing with on altcoins, and then hopefully it'll be in play. But the point is that if you are entering an altcoin long here, when Bitcoin dominance is kind of peaking, then you get to enjoy this move, and this will push your altcoins up, right? So you don't want to enter an altcoin long when you're seeing a series of green candles. You want to enter an altcoin long when you think you've seen the last orange candle or rather red candle on Bitcoin.
The retest.
I'm getting confused. Sorry. Let me show you. So a traditional chart. I just want to clarify that. traditional
Yeah,
chart
hurts
will look
thinking.
like this. Okay, you've got red going
Okay.
down. So if you're
That's
looking at it
just
like
all
this,
we're wanting.
you want to see
That's
some
all
red.
we're
You want
wanting.
to see some green
That's
candles
all
from
we
Bitcoin
need.
dominance, and then when you think it's
That's all
probably
we're
touching
looking for.
resistance, then
Right
that's
here
when
is
you want
just
to then
a,
enter your altcoin
oh no,
trade,
we didn't.
and then you will hopefully get a move down like this, and that is you're
break
pushing
the-
your altcoin long up, essentially,
No.
right? That's what you're looking for. But I tend to just
No.
have the colors slightly different
Down.
in order to quantify the fact that we don't want it to go up. Bitcoin
That
dominance, we
seems
want it
to
to go
be the
down.
support
So
area.
I hope that was clear.
No,
Yeah, it's
Just
setting up
ahead.
maybe for a good week next week, potentially. But this is what you want to be paying attention to. And of course, Bitcoin is doing fine, but we don't want to see any kind of further move, really. We want to see maybe ranging around here. That would be good for altcoins, or maybe even higher highs, but we don't want it to maybe come down here.
Lots of
So
buys.
you want to think
It's
about what you
actually
want to
kinda
see with
concerning.
Bitcoin in order for altcoins to move, which would be Bitcoin stable with a bullish posture, which it may be over the next few days, or putting in some good highs. But you have to bear in mind that the issue with Bitcoin being so close to all-time highs is, here it is, there will be a bit of a battle going on with the sellers, which will make people hesitant, because I will be thinking, right, is it a good time if Bitcoin's just here to enter a long trade? Because even though it might carry on and be really bullish, people will be waiting for that rejection. So ideally for good trading next week, we don't want Bitcoin to go anywhere near all-time highs. We just want it to stay around this range, which is really bullish, and then get some good trading, and then allow Bitcoin to make its move. And then we've got another set of plays the week after. So that's essentially the crypto market at the moment. Any dissenting views, queries, questions?
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
It's,
just looking
for me, it's in a weird place. I don't even know what to do with Bitcoin right now. I'm just watching.
Yeah, for sure. And we're using Tiger as the canary in the coal mine, so it's all good.
Well, yeah, I mean, I may even cancel it just if it just keeps going sideways like that. I mean, it's obviously sitting in my zone, but yeah, I'm not getting obviously a lot of volume coming through. So yeah, I don't know that I want to necessarily leave it open over the weekend. I may just turn around and wait, just maybe jump back in on Monday. But yeah, that's why I'm glad I didn't just do a market order or a limit order. Just wait and do a stop limit. It's going sideways, probably just going to get out because it's being lazy in that zone. In other words, if it hits my zone, I want to see it go. I don't want it dilly-dallying around sideways like it is now. So
yeah, I mean, it's because it's come down. I mean, it's obviously everything is relative, and it's not a big crash. It's not a crash, but it's come down quite steeply. And when that happens, you want to see how it reacts, and then you've got a few options. But when it's kind of just meandering down, it's a little bit easier to assess that play. But when it's just kind of going doing, it's like it's like what was it? What was the thing I said the other day was which is pretty stupid, to be fair. I say a lot of stupid things. It's the person leaning on the door and then somebody opens it, right? That's what Bitcoin is at the moment. It's leaning on the door, and the people might not open the door, but if it does, down we go. Right? I don't know how we can name that, but that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. That's why I was waiting for that break of that 30-minute candle, but I'm not getting it. It's continuing down. So yeah, probably going to end up closing that or canceling that order.
I'm sorry, I've just read Robert's message. I'm sorry. Hi, Robert. Hi, Lola. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry we've ignored you for an hour. That was really stupid. But Robert, I wanted to start a TITS coin, a TITS coin. Everybody loves them.
Sorry, HR. Well,
we're engaging with the community.
No, but I need my Tiger coin. Remember, Paul? I think we had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
My Tiger coin.
Yes. There may be that coin already, Robert, to be fair. So you can go and buy it and enjoy it to the best of your ability. Buy two at the very least.
Anyway,
so, Lola, is there any tokens that you want me to look at today? Presuming it's not FXS. Robert, how are you feeling about Solana? Let's see what we can look up for you today. Actually, I have this. I think Robert's just going to go and just create his own blockchain and he's just going to create. I don't know, the TITS network. It's going to be fantastic. Right. So, should we take a look at a random crypto, or Tiger, you got something you want to look at?
Well, I was just looking. Yeah, I mean, that's really the main thing is here within the next half hour. If I don't get any movement, I'm just going to close out the Bitcoin limit order I set. But
yeah, I'm the same with this UJ trade because it's just sitting here. It's literally been sitting in the same spot the entire time.
Yeah.
So let me
fall already.
Let's choose. We've got some setups we can go through, but that kind of defies the point of me promoting that video. I'm gonna look at Banry. Is that all right? A random crypto I'll apply. Let's have a look at Banry and let's just see what's going with Banry. Don't know anything about Banry. Let's just have a look. And then you get to see me do some charting.
Chart it.
You know, I charge by the hour. So Banry.
By the way, Paul, yeah, no worries on the start because yesterday I ended up waking up 15 minutes before I had to be on the stream. I took some melatonin at 11:30 at night because I couldn't sleep, and I should have broken. It was only a 3 milligram tablet. I should have broken it in half, but I did not wake up until 8. I don't know how I did it. So yeah, I just told on myself to everybody. But yeah, so anyway, I made the most out of it yesterday. But I was just like,
sincere apologies to everyone. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, definitely those melatonin tablets. 3 milligrams is way too much. It makes you feel so weird in the morning, right?
Yeah. What about when you're actually asleep? Like you don't have crazy dreams when you take those?
No. I mean, normally I'll take a 3.
I have some wild, crazy dreams if I take melatonin. Like I'm talking about some stuff that will never happen. I'm like, what in the world was that about?
Yeah, it does help you get a deeper sleep, but everyone reacts differently to it, of course. So yeah.
Like my girlfriend, she'll sleep for 2 days, so she can't take it. And I still think she took like one of the higher milligram ones, but no, 3 is fine. I normally will take one at like 9:30 or like 9:30, and I'm fine. I wake up just fine. But no, I took it too late because I had forgotten to take it. I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't do this, but I need to get to sleep because I've been having trouble just falling asleep. And a lesson learned. Don't ever take it past 10:30.
Yes, that's a good tip for sure. Right, so this is Banry. We offer this at Hola Prime X. Just had a random token, but this is an insight into kind of just a lot of my days, my mornings. I'll just be looking at random cryptos. Obviously, I have a system, of course, but I'll just look at some random ones and just looking for setups. And so, if this is you, if you imagine that you are me and you're looking at a setup now, maybe we can give you some tips about how to draw lines in the sand. So, really straightforward. This is the 4-hour chart, but I've made a mistake because you should always start on the daily and get perspective on where we are. So, we entered negative price discovery at the start of the year. And now we're in this bottom range. So I don't think anyone should be expecting Banry to be moving up into this range anytime soon. But we have seemingly formed a base in this range. So I don't think there's too much threat of a move downwards. I mean, obviously that's going to happen if the market has some more pressure. But there may be a trading opportunity now. And this is the key thing. Firstly, we have some... if we were like this, if I can just move this out like this. If we were, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Can you still see my screen?
I don't know if that means that
Okay, so if we were like
it's more
this,
downside or upside.
Okay, and this is the price action. We've entered negative price discovery. There's nothing to trade, right? It's all extremely risky. No one's paying attention. But because we now do have some price action and we've formed a base and we've had a higher high following it, that of course means that this is probably going to be ranging for a little bit, and when the situation is right, it will move up unless there's any market pressure. So this is the bottom essentially. This is the lowest Banry's ever been, at least I can tell on this chart. So what's the play here? We've had a bullish breakout. There's potentially this is still on the daily chart, so let's move back to the 4-hour once we've had perspective, and let's just see if we can find any confluence. And that's the key. So, where it's like okay, that's interesting. Let's just, I didn't need to do that. Let's just have a look. Now remember, my mind right now is thinking, is trying to make me wants to see something, right? So I've got to be very careful that I'm not putting things in a place which aren't appropriate, which I think I am doing. So let's just, we've got a touch there, touch there. I'm going to use that touch. There we go. We've got a counter. If you just zoom in a little bit, counter body there, wick there. That's the level. Let's just adjust it at the top. So that wick, right? So I think it's fair that we're probably touching that, but that's insufficient confluence for me just yet. But we have a potential premise for a trade with Banry now. So now I just want to mark a few more trend lines on, which will help me keep perspective, because I need to see what the price action has done. And you see we did break above this range, so that's good. So higher high, which makes it a little bit easier to come in at this level, because we're maintaining the trend. Higher high, higher low. This is good. So there, so that's looking nice. I want some moving averages now. Let's look for some moving averages. Give me a miracle if we can find a trade today. So here we go. Okay, so we got the 50, we got the 200 over here, so that's determining where you take profits. And the 50 is being not particularly helpful, to be honest. I'd ideally like it to be down here. What's the RSI doing? Constructing a potential trade. Okay, so the RSI on the 4 hour, at least this time frame, is in the right place, suggesting that
we have this volume right here, right?
RSI on.
Again, high volume spike.
Okay,
the spread
so
of the
now
actual
the traditional
price
RSI,
action was not very.
you can, we've got the higher
so
high,
it just stayed even. So I'm gonna judge this off this next
oversold, because it's not going to be bullish if it's that, right? So there's the oversold point.
If we don't end low,
pattern here. Now,
we're probably going to come
maybe
down
keep an eye on this
and
level,
then bounce up and then just annihilate upwards.
But maybe keep an eye on this level. So that's okay. We've got a certain play here. You can see how the RSI has been supporting the price action, and that maybe acts as a little bit.
I mean, low underneath this, by the way.
I'm not sure.
This candle spread.
Right now. So
I mean, underneath the
it's just
spread.
Friday. Order blocks. See what other people are thinking.
All right,
okay.
it did not.
So this is not an A setup.
Halfway, so I guess we can kind of continue to see what this does. We need a little bit. You notice though that it was high volume, and then the spread here of that volume.
You haven't got enough confluence, right? There's no problem with
lower volume, but the spread moved up.
Time frames.
There might not. See, and here's the thing that it could annihilate upwards, and the reason why I say that is because just the same way this one didn't have any resistance. If we don't have any resistance here, then it'll push up.
And if your trades do anything, guys, if your trade does anything, let me know, please, Tiger.
Could also go annihilate downwards, right? Because we've seen that here.
So on the 12-hour, we've got the order block is a little bit more
hoping that this means that we are going to go down.
The RSI has a more definable pattern.
Something that we're kind of starting to look at more, and I did find a good video
so let's just
on it.
The time frame. Now, you might be thinking that I'm trying to find an excuse to trade, but I'm actually trying to find an excuse not to trade.
That's the thing. It's really situational too.
So look, there is. I'm not seeing anything.
The direction and
which
trend
is turning this into
so I think if you knew what the
A
trend
or
was
B
already,
kind of setup,
then you can use
there is obviously we are
those
coming into
situations
these
because
zones.
I think that's where I was messing up or getting confused on because, like, let's just say, boom, like this
to make sure that you've got the everything in your favor. But the problem is with this. The issue with this.
We'll put this one right. So you had this push up.
We're not getting a lot of follow.
You had this volume, and then that amount of spread for that volume, right? And then you do it again. Another volume. It starts getting lower and then lower. So that would typically mean that you would go downside. But on the upside, you have this volume.
A nice strong move
that has
we do not have
pretty similar
right?
to
What we
this
do have
one.
Is this below it, which thinks the buyers are thinking, well,
lower than this, and that spread up. So does that mean that's a
and if the price action
continuation
does
up?
break down, then we've got resistance above us.
I really think that I have to figure out
this
what
might
that
be
actually
a very
means in the context.
Look at this as a high risk trade. Maybe a scaling in trade,
overall trend
here, scaling here, and then scaling here, and therefore you're acknowledging the fact that it's not a.
We have bounced in this
it could
right here multiple.
But if you think about it, what is it going to do
times.
to maintain bullish momentum? It's going to put it at a higher high, but in order to do that,
As far as
it's
the
running into this
spread of
moving
the
average
candles,
right? So
I would say that
there
is
a
about
play here,
the range
for
is
sure,
going to
but
be
the moving
here.
average preferably could have been down here.
Yeah,
And
obviously
don't think
it's
just
in
because
this
we have a bounce
range.
here that you're going to have a bounce here because this ultimately
And let's just
is
see.
a nice little pocket. But
It does
depending
look
on
like
your
it's
risk,
starting to
but the
bounce
stock
up,
is lining up
and this
quite
is
nicely,
probably
and
where
maybe
we
the
bounce
play
up.
could be.
And
I mean, this is quite a simple play. Yeah, okay. So I always check the 15-minute.
and probably what I
We're
said
oversold on the 15-minute RSI.
as
We're
far as
oversold
the
on
way
the
this
15-minute
candle
stock, and I've always found that
ended.
that is quite a good indication
might-
that we're going to have
I mean,
a
I did
reversal. I
continue
don't
on
know why
and
the
then
15
that
minutes has that much power, but All I know is that
But I
have
did
a
say if
rule
this
with it,
ended
my
above
trades, and
or
if I'm
not
shorting it, it's
underneath
got to
that,
be
we'll
oversold,
probably come and retest
overbought,
and
and if
we'll
I'm long in it,
go
it's
ahead
got to
and
be
push
overbought,
higher.
and we are there. So we do
It's
have
actually
that
what my
confidence
thoughts
now.
are
So,
now
and you can see on the lower
what
time
is going
frames,
to happen
other
here.
people have the same idea. So let's
that
call this a
might
B
just
minus setup.
go
For
ahead
people,
and
but
solidify
that's
my
essentially
decision
the
on
play. I
just
mean,
getting out of
anyone
the
sees
trade
something
and go
I'm sure
ahead
they do.
and
Anyone seeing something I'm not?
take the loss.
No, I mean, like you said, just because it's touched the 2 times doesn't necessarily on the inclined line doesn't necessarily mean that it's, you know, a good spot. But if it touches a 3rd time and
look at
curls
that.
around, then you're talking.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
give it a little.
Plus, you got the EMA right there too. Can close above that. That'd be nice.
Yeah. So that's the play, but nice, just random chart, just pulled out of the ether, just to have a quick look at. Just to see my hey, you never know. I might wake up in the middle of the night and decide to trade that because maybe I'm thinking.
Okay, now that I'm looking at this, right? If
let me just.
there was a
stop that.
strategy, and
yeah,
I really
Van
didn't
Reed,
stick
maybe
with
that's
it.
a setup.
It's a longer term strategy. Where if
Exclusive
you
to the
did
stream.
come
Thank you
into
very
this
much.
range, I forget which times we were looking
No,
at there.
altcoins, I mean, that's something I don't know a whole lot about. It's definitely
I
on
think
my
they
bucket
were on
list.
either a
I mean,
day
yeah,
or
it's something
one
I
of
want
the
to
hour
jump
charts.
into a little
So
more.
let's go to
You know,
Well,
yeah,
120,
yeah, it's
Let's go to
I think
this one
my
real
trading
quick.
style. I think to quite a lot of traders,
does not
or
work out
like
for
you
us.
guys
Let's go
and,
to
and others is quite,
down.
in many respects, a little bit different, and it's only a little bit different because the market's a bit different, and you've got to approach it that
So
way.
let me
But
just
it
show you
is
this real quick. So
a lot,
in
what
that
people off
strategy,
is they will.
this is the best way to explain it. So I
honestly,
don't really
they've
know
got
what
traders who
time
know
frame.
how to set up.
Oh,
They know
dang!
how to look at a play.
It.
But they're not used to this kind of multiple indices looking at them for as a barometer.
I
like
should have left that
Bitcoin,
there.
Total
Holy smokes,
3,
that is definitely a
Bitcoin
pull
dominance,
down.
and then trying to put all that together as a
So
unified
what I
whole
was
to get
saying
everything synced up. And it
is
can
one
be
of the
really challenging
strategies
because,
was that, and then they were
I
promoted
try
on
and
a
get
longer
everything
time
lined
frame.
up.
You come down, you
So,
have these
the
EMAs.
stars are aligning, and it's like,
And
there we are,
once
we're
it
going.
breaks into here,
But you can
in
have good
between,
trading,
so
you
you have
don't,
your
but you just have
short
to recognize
and
that
your
you don't want to
medium
be. It's all right, darling.
and
You don't-
long.
just getting bored of my
I have
voice.
4, but once it pulled into,
You don't want to be
past the short,
entering trades, long trades when Bitcoin's at
past the
resistance.
medium, and
that's
in
just
between the
no
large,
brainer, right?
and then it breaks, starts
You don't want to be
breaking
shorting
down,
the market
then
when
that is
Bitcoin is in
the
the process
sale.
of bottoming, and that's the most confounding thing to kind of get your head. That's not the right word to get your head around, because
Was
you've got
not
these
paying
lovely
attention,
setups,
and
and you're
now
like, I
we
want
are
to
where
trade
we are.
this. This is
Yeah,
good.
well, that was me this week, as I showed Michael earlier in the week. I mean, all the major pairs, all the major currency pairs were buttoned up against overhead resistance or underneath. If I was going for a short sale,
Or ran with news.
Like, dang it, all these are looking great, but everything's in the middle of resistance and support. I can't touch it. I can't break my rule.
Yeah.
Yep.
And,
It's an easy, quick way to lose your money if you do it. Like, I always keep that in mind. Like, I don't care how pretty it looks. It's like that super pretty chick that you know is not good for you. Just leave it alone. Don't even
Order
but
canceled.
you know how that is. You can't leave it alone. You know that. You can't leave it alone. Right?
And that's
Use your
the
head.
hardest part. It's like
I know I shouldn't be doing this. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I
But I have
know.
amnesia.
I know you're gonna kill me. I know you're gonna break my heart. I know it, but I'm along for the ride, and I'm fine. I'm willing to, right? And
we should not have moved this
you
one
get
out
a text
wherever
from
it
the
was
market
before.
saying, "Oh, hey, how you been?" Oh, God. No.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
All right, but
I do have.
No.
Well, I can
if
show.
it breaks down
I can never-
here,
I can show a setup I'm looking at on Monday if you guys want to check it real quick.
yeah, please.
Okay, it's for New Zealand dollars,
sure,
Japanese
for sure.
yen. I'll just do this. We got about 8 minutes. It looks like.
NJ.
Yeah, this is more of a.
If you look at NJ, do you look at AJ also?
we're good there.
Yeah, I look at all of them. I mean, it's like I don't know if I was on the stream with you, but I prefer, because since my favorite time zones is daily 4 hour, a little bit higher time frames.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I prefer ATR to be at like 80, 90, or 100 or higher. I don't really like to mess around with the stuff that moves slow, but yeah, just
You want
now
to
New
get
Zealand
back up.
Jap. See,
I
this
don't know.
is
chilling,
barely in my
you know what I
wheelhouse.
mean?
All the way there on the bottom on the daily, you
Not
can see
much
it's
going on.
72
You don't have
pips
to be at work.
average,
For hoping
72.7
that,
pips
not being at work
right in this area.
causes to get-
So that's cutting it close. But you know, I did find that I've got a good setup. So New Zealand Japanese yen on my edge finder, just to share this real quick. It is giving me a bullish signal because of the fundamentals. The fundamentals and the sentiment and the technicals right here. Anything 5 or higher is a bullish bias. Anything negative 5 or lower is a bearish bias. So yeah, from a fundamental and sentiment point of view, I do like that. So if I take a look at my chart, looking at on the
third time came down.
let's see here, I believe that was a 1 hour, 1 hour zone. So I got this last down candle, this last red candle. It looks,
wanted to go down.
there we go. Last red candle for the big jump up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're looking at your edge finder screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is what I was pointing at. So last red candle down before 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles up. Pretty good volume coming out of it. So I do like that as a point of interest. Now, when I turn my master pattern on and I go down to a 30-minute, this is what I constantly draw. You like you, Michael, you like to draw your stuff out. So for me, I like to constantly, like if price were still up here, I'll normally do something like this. Come down here, go dance sideways, come up, come down, and then hit my zone to buy to the long. So that's exactly what it's doing. It's that orange box. That's what's called a minor contraction box. So it just needs to come out of that box to the upside, collect some liquidity. Big banks push it down into my zone, collect the liquidity underneath, plus the unfilled orders from the demand zone for a buy to the long side. So that's really my favorite setup
check this out.
going into Monday. Of course, Tuesday, New Zealand's interest rate report comes out, even though it's not scheduled to do anything. They're scheduling to keep it the same, but still, I mean, Australia, they're apparently going to drop their stuff. If they drop it, you know, New Zealand often follows Australia, so it may just turn around and just go all the way through my zone, like a hot knife through butter. So definitely, depending on how that shakes out, I may or may not get into a New Zealand Jap long on Monday or Tuesday. So, but it all just depends. I'm definitely going to be careful because of those, like we talked about earlier, those.
Here we go.
Those hikes that are coming out. The cash rate Monday, and then
kind of the opposite.
New Zealand. Now, if New Zealand decides to fool us all and raise their stuff, which I doubt they will, then yeah, that'll definitely be a
we're gonna
awesome
throw one more sell in. That's crazy.
Just gonna look and see how it plays
That's
out.
hardcore.
We are entering that period
right now.
of obviously, you know, the last few months, and this is obviously a global issue with the trade war and everything. And obviously there's a delay between the impact of those decisions and the ambiguity. And we're kind of entering that period of time when things will start to be felt. And I think as a result with the employment data and stuff, which was out in the US this week, is a little bit deceptive. On the face of it, it's looking really good. But the reality is that it's only a small segment which is actually growing. And there are signs. And so if you look at the actual data points, I haven't got the whole report in front of me. I'm sorry, I wasn't very organized today. But there's a lot of that where there's a lot of actually really negative signs for employment. It's just there are certain areas which haven't been impacted yet, and therefore they're growing, but other areas are showing
I think about it.
Serious,
now that I look at
issues.
this,
and
if you look at the
15-minute,
like,
you know,
we've came down and hit this.
Which is a
it's
big
either gonna
part of the
we could break way low
aim
below it. So
there are a few warning signs potentially there.
Let's go for a one home run.
Which kind of when you look at when you try and look at all these details, it's very easy to be like, just read the headline.
We'll make that
right. But when you look under the hood, you can still start to see some of these things coming. So it's going to be very interesting how things play out. And obviously, we all want rates to come down, but we want them to come down appropriately because things are improving.
Exactly.
And I think if other countries do start dropping their rates, it's going to just cause probably more problems because I think the president of the United States is very keen for the Fed to drop rates too, and if other countries start doing it, it's probably not going to make him very happy. And then
and
that's exactly what
Yeah, that's exactly why I like to look at all the reports as an aggregate, because I mean, just looking at the U.S. economic heat map as an example, everything you see in yellow, that's within the last 7 days.
I
So
think
yeah,
they were manipulating.
one
Not
bullish,
manipulating. I think they were just getting a lot of buys.
2,
I think that's where
3,
we're at
4, 5,
right now.
6. So we've had
And they
7
got the
bullish
buys that they
reports
needed.
in the last week, but only we had one neutral that
We had these
as far as the
people
services PMI. But
selling
I mean,
or
as far as
buying,
the
and
bearish,
they
we had
swept
the
it.
wage growth, and then ADP. Yeah, that ADP
Or
report
would that
didn't
be the
look too
sales?
good at
These
all.
were the
That was the first
salespeople's
negative
creating
number
the
we had
suite
come out
for people
in a long
to
time.
also sell, and then they let it
but that's
drop
just
down,
one
and
way
they
of
got
measuring
out.
the jobs.
I think
right?
that's probably
turn
how
around
that
and have
works.
the JOLTS job the day before that, which was good. So you got a good, you got a bad. It's been kind of going up and down, but yeah, overall 50 being the baseline, U.S. dollar sitting at about a 54% positive. So it's right in the middle. It's kind of like no man's land. It's like,
Or they
okay,
swept
let's
it
wait
down.
and see how. Let's wait and see
Created
how these
more,
upcoming tariffs affect
buys.
things, and start seeing how this big beautiful bill starts.
And they're taking
getting
those
into the
out.
market. I don't know. It's going to be
They're gonna
interesting
come
to see.
smashing
It's
down.
going to be interesting to see if they
Let's
cut
see.
rates here in July, but
Let's see
it
what
doesn't sound like
happens.
they're going to. So.
Is that happening?
I don't know. It feels like they're going to cut the Fed chair first.
Yeah. 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 Technically, the president can't do anything about that, but who knows what he's going to do with the Supreme Court, right? If he's going to swindle the Supreme Court to agree to him, I don't know. We'll see.
This is just
Not
showing
to
the
get
change
political on it,
volume.
but
This is basically the same as
the
you can
reality
see
is. You got to know it.
here
You got to
behind
understand
it,
it.
and then this is
everything
like
we trade.
basically the change.
Well, it's
Well,
better you
basically
say
the
it than
difference
me.
between here and
Better
here
you say it than me.
Yeah.
is what will.
Especially
and
now.
if there's
My
more,
gosh,
then you'll
with
just
all
see
these
that
news
kind of coming up.
pieces coming out. It's like you get into a great trade and boom, there's one tweet that just throws it for a loop.
Yes, changes everything.
Yeah.
Changes everything.
Yeah.
Super fun times.
It is keeping us on our toes, huh, Paul?
Yeah, and I'd like to say I'm grateful, but I'm not.
It does make it more difficult. Yeah, but
Yeah.
but this is why I always say, just great time to just cut your risk down. If
Yeah.
your gut will tell you if you've risked too much, and if it does, just cut it in half. Just drop it down.
Yeah.
Get some skin in the game, and that's it.
Yeah, it's good advice, and probably the best place to leave it today. I think we've come to the end of our session. I'm sorry, my dog is making ridiculous noises at the end. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's great.
I'm trying to close. Do you mind? Wait your turn. Right. So thanks, Robert. Thank you, Lola. Thanks everyone for joining the sessions today. There's no third session, I don't believe, today, but we'll look forward to seeing you all next week. And Michael, again,
All right, we are looking good.
No,
for the
no, it's
downside.
good. We made it a good time. Cheers.
Take care
Have a
now.
great weekend.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Take it easy. Enjoy. All right, Robert, Lola, you guys take it easy. See you next week.
Yep. Enjoy.
Oh, we did not pray for our trading day. So, Father, in Jesus' name, we just pray that the trades that we are already in, that we are making the right decisions. I don't know that we did, but just pray that you bless them. Plus the trades that we're already in now, the ones that we did before, ones that we will be in later. Everybody's week, everybody's day, everybody's holiday. If you're here in the States, that'd be safe, it'd be fun. Safe and fun. Everybody come back with all their fingers, you know? In Jesus' name, amen. All right, we're trying to see here. I feel like I might be right. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm right. That we are gonna push down. So I think we can trash those. Let me see if I can't get MNQU5. It is delayed. But I want to see where the mid zone is, which is going to be 2908.50. All right. It is starting to break down. Hopefully it breaks down all the way. Come on, break down. Let's freaking go. I still want to move this, because now it looks like it's coming to where we want it to be. Break down. Break down underneath. Break down underneath. Real quick, I need to change this to a 15-second. Dang it. Forgot. This isn't going to be helpful at all. No. Man. Come on. Show us the money. We want all of the money. Come on. Let's freaking go. That is not what we're looking for. I'm going to show you right now what we're not looking for. This right here. See that? Volume. Then the spread of this volume. Okay. 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 See, that is not. Oh, no. Hopefully these are continuations. Let's drop underneath here. Okay, okay. Come on. Yes, see, the volume here wasn't too great. Ooh, what's going on? That dropped. There was literally nobody buying right in here, and it just dropped. Let's go. Let's go further down. Please, please, please. Further down. Let's go. Oh, there's a rise in volume on the push down. Oh no. Oh no, it didn't go anywhere. Isn't that a good sign? Let's see. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. Are we dropping? Is this happening now? Is it happening now? We're gonna pull that one out. Hopefully that's not the one that brings it lower. Guys, here we go. Drop, 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 drop. Make it drop all the way. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go. All right, we took some profit here. This is the middle one. Bam. And then this is the top one. Bam. I think we're good now. We're going to be good. We're going to be so good. So good. Let's go. And actually, this one can go right there. We're going to leave that there. Yes, please. Down. No, just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Down. 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 Don't do anything crazy. Just go straight down all the way. Is that right? I don't know that this is right. There we go. It's looking kind of crazy. I think either way, we're going to be happy. We would have left our stop losses, our take profits where they were. As you would have seen, we would have took those instead of not, but we're going to leave the rest in. And I'm probably just going to go ahead and... What in the heck is going on, bro? Move that up there, and then we're going to move that into there, and then we should be good. Just going to leave it. Just going to leave it. We're just going to leave it. We're actually really into a profit range we want to be in. Okay, we're out. That was a whole mess of trouble to just be... I didn't want it to come back up and then us be where we got into our negative trades at. So we are basically double what our negative trades are, back to in profit. I think we are going to go ahead and call it there. I think if we would have left it in, but you can see when we took that one away, it didn't do anything. See, we should have stayed in. As you can see, should have stayed in. But I think I'm okay. $100 profit. We're good. We are 1/3 of the way there on this account, almost on all of these. Dang. We're cooking. We're doing the stuff, guys. I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to go over here. We're going to bust out our 10 contracts. Oh, look at that. I knew it. We should have stayed in. Damn, we would have wrecked it. Holy smokes. You know, I think the strategy works. It's just our timing on getting in, and we need to stay with the strategy. Earlier it was fine, and then we started messing up on our account, but we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited. We would definitely, dang. It's okay though. It's okay though. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Look at that drop. Like, what did I say? Like, what did I say? $15-minute. Will it retest it? If it retests the middle and starts to break down, I'll go back in with this account here. I need it to move up into the middle, okay? Which we found out was we're gonna delete that. We're looking for the horizontal line. There we go. Then we move it to 850. All right, so if it breaks into here and then drops down, then we will go. I have to pee so bad. Alright, so broke up to that line. Are we going to reject down now? Are we rejecting? Let's find out. Might be rejecting. Might not be. I don't know, the volume does not give me hope. You see that? What do we talk about? High volume, not very big spread. That is looking okay. I'm not sold on it. Not really sold on it. It almost feels like a pullback to the upside. See what the volume looks like here. Oh, it's semi started to drop here. Let's see what this minute candle looks like.
Order filled.
Order filled.
All right, we're in. We're doing it. Let's find out. Dude, it's looking good. It's looking good. Looking all good. So good. Let's go. Let's see. Come on. Come on. I'm telling you, this makes me want to just throw some cash in on a real account here, because this trade right here, that's where I would be at right now. I would have made 10% on the day. So I would have traded with one contract, would have been around this. Let's see. Ooh, it's breaking down. Come on. Come on. Let's go. This is 15-minute orb strategy, man. There's just, I'm telling you. That's crazy if it works out. Crazy. So crazy, huh? This is the sacrifice gamble account here on the left side. There is one though that I do want to pass it. It's just there though. So we're gonna see where this is, 9475. So right there, that might be a good place to put stop loss. This is crazy, man. Who would have thunk? The strategy that I was just like, I don't want any part of that. That sounds stupid. Like, I need a better one that, or like, I don't even really, like, I want, oh, I don't know that I want better. I guess you could say I wanted better. I wanted a more high scalpy, you know, strategy, high frequency trade type setup. Not like super high, like, but I can't deny that it's been fired. Okay. One guy had a 5-minute orb, and so that actually is what made me see the 15-minute orb, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna go with the 5-minute. And then the guy that I was watching kind of made another video that kind of switched it to a 5-minute orb or a 15-minute orb. So I was like, all right, you know what, screw it, I'll just give it a shot, you know. And let me just tell you, it has been wonders. As you can see, I've been trading it for 3 weeks now, and we're likely to pass these accounts. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what? You know? That's where I am in my mind right now. Like, what? That's crazy. It's so crazy, you know? Like, what are we even doing? Trading on prop firms anymore, you know? Why don't we just toss in some real money and start just trading? Because, like, dude, if I would have threw, I don't have it, so let's just, if I would have threw $1,000 at the beginning of the month, or I think it was the 18th, but let's just, or the 11th or something like that. Anyways, since then, I would, you know, be at half of what I put in. Okay. Half of what I put in. I would almost double my money every month. That's crazy. That would be crazy. Oh, we might get stopped out here. No. But it's okay. Because you never know if it's ever going to go all the way.
Stop filled.
Stop Order filled. Canceled.
Stop filled.
It's the gamble count. Why didn't I just stay in? But it's okay. We're pulling those back as well. Dude, on a holiday. That's crazy. Now, the question is do we want to jump into Apex now for a little bit? Close this stream out, restart a stream with the Apex. Because I think I'm done trading. You know what I mean? with these accounts. I mean, I could probably trade some more on the sacrifice accounts. If somebody was here and was wanting me to trade, I don't see anybody here wanting me to trade. So, you know, because we could pull some scalpy trades here. We can get very scalpy if we wanted to. But in any case, doesn't really matter. Whatever happened with this trade? Dude, it came pretty close to freaking taking me out. Holy smokes. I'd be surprised if it didn't take me out actually at this point. All right, it's still in. Oh, I think we lost connection at one point. You know, we're going to leave it in. Screw it. All right, it might be some Apex time. I'm not seeing any cool messages here. I don't know. We're gonna Apex it for the world to see. We're gonna Apex it ourselves. All right, so let's just. Okay, close that out. Oh, did it stop? We're done. It's over. All right, I guess that's it. Guess that's it. Holiday hours, baby. You know what I really feel like doing? I have 2 funded accounts that were instant funded, and they are not doing good. Let me just tell you that. We're like 200 down on one, about to be 200 and something down. We're pretty down on the other one, pretty similar to that. I kind of want to buy either another instant funded account and actually just truck along with it, or just throw some cash into a real account and then call it a day and start trading there. I don't know. Anyways, we are going to try and play some Apex. So we're gonna stop the stream, start it again.